And this will be our first broadcast of Lady Cat softball for the season, as basketball season now has come to an end, and we'll be broadcasting Lady Cat softball and Wildcat baseball the rest of the way and on into the playoffs. So they are meeting Mabank tonight. Mabank 5-9 coming into this ball game this evening. They lost to Jacksonville 8-5 in their most recent game on Friday. Lady Cats are 7-2. They tied Royce City 7-7 on Saturday. So the lineups, first of all, for Mabank, leading off in center field is Katie Brock. Batting second is the designated player, as they're referred to in softball, Kai Hudson. The shortstop batting third, Chloe Holland. Batting fourth, the third baseman, Presley Green. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Collie Davis. The pitcher and batting sixth is Emery Green. Let me check that one more time. Groom. I tell you, I'm having a hard time.
It's dark in here.
Having a hard time reading my own handwriting here. We're getting these lineups pretty late. Savannah Phillips, the right fielder, bats seventh. The catcher is Erin Otmo, batting eighth, and Kaylee Lane is the left fielder, and she is batting ninth. The flex player, as they say, the player who plays in the field but does not bat, is Trinity Mixon for Mabank. And for Sulphur Springs, leading off the second baseman, Emery Thompson. Batting second, the designated player, Hannah Speed. Batting third, at first base, Reese Reagan. Batting fourth, at third base, Claire Thompson. Batting fifth, the pitcher, Abby Goldsmith. Batting sixth in right field, KK Montgomery. Batting seventh, Anahi Velasquez, the catcher. Batting eighth, the left fielder, Tatum Thompson. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Allison Frazier. And the flex player, who does not bat, is Braylee Blevins, who is the shortstop for Sulphur Springs. So there's your lineup for both ball clubs. Tony Flippin, great to be working with you again, and you've told me several times you really enjoy watching and broadcasting softball.
Oh yeah, I love baseball, and softball is where I grew up back in my day. That's all we had, and it's always held a special place. And seeing the success that this softball program has had in the past few years and the support by the fans, it's really a good time of year, especially when it's above 70 degrees.
Well, we have a pleasant night tonight. Kind of humid, a little bit on the humid side. No wind at all. Look at that flag in center field just hanging completely limp. Lady Cats taking the field right now. And we'll have the start of tonight's game before very much longer. So let's take a break, and we will come back with the start of this game between Sulphur Springs and Mabanks when Lady Cat softball continues after this on KSST. Lady Cat softball on KSST, brought to you by BT Medical, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Alliance Bank, City National Bank, J. Hodge Chevrolet, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, Wesley House, and the University Interscholastic League. Lady Cats versus Mabank tonight. Lady Cats will be in what I make out to be, Tony, black uniforms.
They're awfully dark.
Either black or navy blue.
They're navy at best.
And with Wildcats, or Lady Cats it is, in script on the front in blue. And Mabank's colors, Kelly green with gray pants, green socks, and the white visors. Lady Cats also wearing the white visors tonight. Head coach of the Lady Cats is David Carrillo. And the head coach for the Mabank Panthers, Colby Sales. As we told you, Mabank is 5-9 on the season, coming off a loss to Jacksonville on Friday night. Lady Cats are 7-2, and they tied Royce City 7-7 on Saturday. Lady Cats will be at Bullard for their next game. That'll be a week from tonight. There is no game Friday, at least not on the schedule currently. And then at Paris, Friday, March 15th. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's a district game. Yes, that's a district game. And the next home game then for the Lady Cats will be here versus Pittsburgh Tuesday, March 19th. So that is 2 weeks from tonight. By the way, you still have plenty of time to come on out and catch this game here this evening if you're in the Sulphur Springs area. And we're going to have a nice crowd here, but still plenty of seats available for you if you'd like to come on out and catch this game between Sulphur Springs and Mabank. We'll also be broadcasting Wildcats baseball, and that will be our next broadcast. That'll be next Tuesday night as the Wildcats will be playing Liberty Ilo in a district game at 7 p.m. So we'll have that broadcast for you. Let's take another break. We'll come back, we think, with the start of tonight's ball game pretty quickly. This is Lady Cats softball on KSST. Once again from Lady Cat Park is John Mark Dempsey, along with Tony Blevins, getting ready for the game here tonight between Sulphur Springs and Mabank. The Lady Cat JV team won in a very well-played game. The game before this one, 4-3. And I was impressed by the quality of that game for a couple of JV outfits. Tony, you followed this team closely last year. They had a good season and kind of up and down so far this season, but I know you've got high expectations for them.
Well, the program should sustain. Of course, the biggest hit was Crimson Bryant graduating, and when you had her, you automatically had a team, but we actually had a good team beside her, so that was really nice. It's going to be good to see without that college prospect and so forth sitting on the mound right now. It's up to the rest of the team to score some runs, play some defense, pitch in. It's more of a team game where last 2 or 3 years have been dominated by Miss Bryant, who is making a name for herself at UT Tyler. But it's an exciting time, and history should help these kids. They come in knowing they're supposed to win some ball games. Well,
you were looking at the information on her just a short time ago. What did you find? She's already making an impact.
Oh, she is. Well, she's down at UT Tyler, and in her last UT Tyler is 16-5, and in conference they're 8-4, and Crimson is 5-2. She threw a one-hitter and struck out 12 out of 17 batters in an 8-0 win over UT Permian Basin.
Wow.
And UT Tyler has won 40 consecutive home games and in Division II, so that's quite a streak there. So she's gone to a program with history and is fitting right in. So that's a kudo to the Wildcat program for helping develop that.
That is some exciting information coming out of UT Tyler. We have the meeting taking place at home plate right now between the umpires and the head coaches. Colby Sales is the head coach at Mabank, and as we've told you, of course, David Carrillo is the head coach of the Lady Cats. So let's take another break before the start of tonight's ball game. This is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cat softball on KSST. I'm John Mark Dempsey along with Tony Flippin. The Mabank Lady Panthers being introduced right now on the field before tonight's game, and I presume we will have the same introduction of the Sulphur Springs Lady Cats, so we may still be a few minutes away from the start of tonight's ball game. To run down some of the previous games for Sulphur Springs, Lady Cats opened the season with a 9-1 win over Mineola. They lost to Duncanville 8-7. They beat Texarkana, Texas High 4-3. They beat Lone Oak 4-3. Won over Quinlan 12-6. In the Mount Pleasant tournament, they lost to Mount Pleasant 2-1. And then they lost to Prairie Land, or they tied Prairie Land, beg your pardon, 6-6. Also in the Mount Pleasant tournament, they defeated Hooks 12-9. I believe this was 1 week ago. At home, they lost to Sherman 12-2. Lady Cats lost to Creekview in the Royce City tournament over the weekend 7-2, and they tied Royce City 7-7 in the Royce City tournament. That brings you up to date on the season so far for the Sulphur Springs Lady Cats.
Fourth, number 34, third base, Claire Thompson.
So you hear the Lady Cats being introduced on the field in front of us.
The pitcher, Abby Goldsmith.
Abby Goldsmith, the pitcher, will
Batting sixth,
fifth in the lineup.
Six, right fielder, KK Montgomery.
KK Montgomery, the right fielder.
Batting sixth. Seventh, number 16, the catcher, Anahi Velasquez.
Anahi Velasquez, the catcher, batting seventh.
Batting eighth, number 11, left fielder, Tatum Thompson.
Tatum Thompson in left field, batting eighth.
Ninth, number
Lady Cat
17,
basketball player.
Frazier.
And Allison Frazier, the center fielder, will bat ninth.
The flex player for tonight is number 9, Braylee Blevins, the shortstop.
Braylee Blevins is the shortstop. She will not bat.
And the subs for tonight, number 1, Katie John.
And then we have
number 3, Dottie Smith.
all of the substitutes introduced here. Tony, this is like an all-star
Number
game.
7,
It is, but it's good to see that many subs,
Number
too. That
10,
shows the success of this program,
Number
that you got
18,
players
Nicole
that are willing to ride the bench, so to speak,
And number
knowing that they're going to be
22,
part of a
Emily
good player,
Addison.
a good program. So it's really, the softball is in good
Now,
hands right now. in
fans, please
Sulphur
rise
Springs.
if you are able and remove your hats. for
So
the
let's have
flag.
our national anthem here from Lady Cat Park.
Best of luck to both teams tonight, and all players have fun. Play ball.
Okay, so we are ready to go from Lady Cat Park with Lady Cats softball on KSST. John Mark Dempsey along with my friend Tony Flippin here this evening. Tony, of course, I think was a football referee and a basketball referee for many years, but you also umpired baseball and softball.
That's where I started, because back then I started very young, and baseball and softball was my game, and so that's how I actually started and got into officiating. And then I was out a while, and I was 35 before I started football and basketball, so I did softball for a long time, and baseball. And it's really nice to be out here tonight in short sleeves and getting ready to watch this game. Softball time of year, when I was umpiring, it seemed like it was either so pretty I wanted to be on the golf course, or I was freezing, wondering, why in the world are you out here?
I was going to say, you can have some very, very cold weather
Absolutely.
for softball and baseball. In fact, I'll probably tell this story again. The coldest I have ever been in my life was broadcasting way back at Texas A&M baseball game. We had playing on a Friday night and had wind blowing in from the north at about 25 miles an hour, and I think the temperature was below 40. So to sit out in that for 3 hours was not pleasant.
That's right.
So we are finally ready to go here, and stepping in for Mabank, this is Katie Brock, a left-handed batter. And she is facing Abby Goldsmith for Sulphur Springs, a lefty. And the fastball in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Around the infield, Claire Thompson at third, Braylee Blevins at short, Emerson Thompson at second, Reese Reagan at first base for Sulphur Springs. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's called a strike. Up in the zone a little bit, but caught the outside edge. And so it is 0-2 to Katie Brock, the center fielder.
Got a left-hander throwing that to the left-hander, so that's a little odd look.
They had a swing and a miss. Ball in the dirt, so the throw down, and it gets away. And so safe at first base on the overthrow is Katie Brock. So score a strikeout.
Strikeout in there.
For Abby Goldsmith, and I believe we'll have to call that E2.
Yes, sir.
On Anahi Velasquez throwing to first base. That's a difficult throw.
It is. You've got to get your spacing. We don't have a running lane marked here, but you've got to get your spacing, and at times you can have interference, and it's a play that has to be practiced a lot to do right, because it's the catcher's job to step out to the side to give a good pitch or good throw to the first baseman.
Yeah,
so, tough start. We had good strikeout, but just didn't finish.
Catcher needs to step out in front of the plate to make that throw. Here's the pitch, and it is a strike as the runner at first, Katie Brock, was bluffing a steal of second base. This is Kai Hudson, the designated player or designated hitter is the more familiar term in baseball terminology, but same thing. She is a right-handed batter. And the pitch, a fastball away. And the count now 1-1. Abby Goldsmith is the starting pitcher for Sulphur Springs. In the outfield, you have Tatum Thompson in left, Allison Frazier in center, and KK Montgomery in right field. They play about medium depth here. And a bunt attempted but fouled straight back, and the count goes to 1-2 with the runner at first base, Katie Brock.
They're determined to bunt here, so it'll see Claire Thompson's been sneaking in at third, and we have to stay close at first, but she's backed up with 2 strikes, but there's a lot of times they go ahead and try it.
And the pitch popped up into right field, and moving slightly to her left, KK Montgomery. Easy play for her. That's the first putout. 1 out, runner at first base for Mabank. And that brings up
next for Mabank,
Chloe Holland.
The shortstop, Chloe Holland.
She is the shortstop for the Lady Panthers. A right-handed batter facing the lefty, Abby Goldsmith for Sulphur Springs. It's Tony pointed Claire Thompson at third base, really creeping in. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. It's 0-1.
You got a number 3 hitter, though. That's usually your most consistent, most contact hitter, and so I'd be careful sneaking in. She took a good rip at that first one.
Yeah. And the wind by Goldsmith. Pitch misses just outside. It looks like she took something off of that one. The count is 1-1. You do see in girls softball, you see the pitcher and the third baseman, they have the masks that they wear.
And rightfully so, because these metal bats, you can get a ball back there very quickly, and you just can't protect yourself.
1-1 pitch, misses outside, and it goes to 2-1 here on Chloe Holland, the shortstop.
We'll see whether or not they've got some history on Miss Holland and don't want to challenge her or not. We'll see whether or not she comes in with a good throw.
And there's a pitch outside. I think that one may have been in the dirt, and it is 3-1 to Chloe Holland. Katie Brock struck out to start the game, but reached first on a throwing error as the pitch was in the dirt, and then the ball was thrown into right field. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And it is popped up right side. I think it's going to be out of play. Hits loudly on the roof of the Mabank dugout.
You can hear it when it hits that tin roof.
Some big dugouts here at Lady Cat Park.
Lady Cat Park is really one of the nicer places around. I'm so impressed. And these girls have to be proud to play here. The parents and the fans, it's a great place to come watch. So just a nice atmosphere.
Clay infield here in the natural grass outfield. 3-2 pitch on the way, and she gets just a piece of it, fouls it off down the third base line. The count holds at 3-2. Brock remaining at first base.
That would have been a nice one to get that foul tip and get her out of here, but we'll be okay. Pitcher's doing a good job. Brock
bluffed a steal on the first pitch after she got on base, but I don't think she's made that bluff again. And here's a ball into left field. Well hit. And the center fielder, Allison Frazier, not able to flag it down. And that is a stand-up double off the wall for Chloe Holland. And Katie Brock goes to third.
That was just a tweener that they both got close to it, but just didn't quite come up with. That's a good hit, one hop off the wall, second and third now, and that's what your number 3 hitter's supposed to do.
Presley Green, the cleanup hitter now, is the batter with runners at second and third. Infield at regular depth. There's a pitch for strike 1 over the outside edge.
Looks like we're playing deep enough that if they hit a ground ball, we're going to give up the run.
Yep.
Top of the first, and they're trying to not let them have a big inning.
Outfield medium depth and straight away for Presley Green, right-handed batter. And this ball on the ground and gets past the shortstop Braley Blevins into left field. A run will score, and possibly 2 runs. Here comes the second runner around third base, and she will score. Now the ball thrown over the head of the catcher, Anahi Velasquez, and it's 2-0 Mabank.
Yep, that's just one of those you want to put in the books and clean it up. Nothing good happened on that play.
I'm going to have to rule that an error.
Yep.
And then the runner, Presley Green, goes to second on the overthrow.
Yep. Just didn't quite stay down on it. And that's a hard thing when the ball's hit pretty well and it's right at you where you're not moving. It's hard to stay down on that ball.
First base, Callie
You got a
Davis.
great field, shouldn't have bad hops, but it's still hard to do.
2-0 Mabank. Runner at second, still only 1 out. And a pitch low for ball 1 to Callie Davis, the first baseman. Presley Green standing at second base. Would not receive 2 RBIs on that play because of the error. There's a swing and a miss. Tried to check her swing, but went through.
Helped us out. Yeah, she'd get 1 RBI, but that second one would not be given to her because it was on the error.
So she might have scored on the play anyway.
Oh, yeah. Well, with it off the fence,
good point.
She would have scored.
Pitch in the dirt.
Good
For a
stop by
ball.
Velasquez, keeping that runner at second. Less than 2 outs. We need to don't let that runner go up anymore. Get where they could have a tag up. Big pitch coming right here. We need to get this batter.
Still only 1 out. 2-2 pitch. He is low and away for ball 3. 3-2 the count. As Abby Goldsmith struggling somewhat here in the first inning, but not getting a lot of support from her teammates around her so far.
Yeah, she's having trouble keeping the ball up. She's thrown several in the dirt, so we'll see if she can adjust her mechanics and buckle down. Everybody's got to get a groove, see how your foot's on that rubber today, see how the mound feels.
3-1 pitch is low for ball 4. So Callie Davis draws the walk. Presley Green remains at second base. Runners at first and second with 1 out.
Batting next, number 7, the pitcher, Emery Groom.
Emery Groom is the hitter now. Right-handed batter.
We need a good friend in a pop-up, get the infield fly rule in effect here. That's a good pitch. That's the way to start it off.
Call strike 1. A 1-1 to Emery Groom, the pitcher. Crouching stance at the plate, swung on and missed for strike 2. Fastball looked like, caught the outside edge, and the count goes to 0-2 with 1 out, runners at first and second. 2 runs across in the inning, Mabank on top 2-0. Outfield straight away in medium depth. Here's a pitch outside and low.
That's a good pitch on an 0-2 count just to see if she might give one of those waves at it. Throw one away, but she needs to get closer on this one. You don't want to go deep and risk walking.
Anahi Velasquez did a nice job of bouncing out of her crouch to corral that one. Here's one just misses the edge on the outside, and count goes to 2-2.
2-2. We need a good pitch right here. She started off strong on this batter, so let's see if she can recover that and put her down.
Fouls off. The next pitch to the left side, and the count holds at 2-2. Lady Cats looking for the double play in the infield here with runners at first and second and one out. Braley Blevins and Emerson Thompson playing about halfway in. And this ball hit hard
Still got a
to the left side, and they get the force at third base. Nice play there by Braley Blevins. Ball, as Tony said, hit very hard. And then she got the throw over to Claire Thompson to force Presley Green. A 6-5 put out, fielder's choice at first base.
That's right.
And Carly Davis goes to second base.
Fielder Savannah Phillips.
So 2 out. With runners at first and second, a 2-0 Mabank lead.
It was a good heads-up play for Claire to, once she missed it, to come on back and get over there. And they made a great tandem play.
First pitch to Savannah Phillips. I believe that was outside, Tony. It hasn't been put on the scoreboard yet. There's a pitch up, definitely high there.
I think we're at 2-0.
2-0, right. Now it says so on the scoreboard.
The home plate umps had a little iffy. He's helped us a couple times, so you can't just automatically assume.
And swung on, foul tip at the plate, and the count goes to 2-1. On the right fielder, Savannah Phillips, 2 runs across in the inning.
Yep, we need to put a stop right here. We don't need to let these runners move on.
Only 1 base hit in the inning so far. That was a double off the left field wall. Here's a pitch on a fastball away and down, so the count goes to 3-1. Abby Goldsmith has thrown a lot of pitches here in the first inning, but you don't worry about that nearly as much in softball as you do in baseball.
It's a natural motion, and it's amazing how these young ladies can just keep whipping that ball around there.
3-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Took something off of that one. Change up. And it is 3-2 now.
So the runners should be moving on this one. 2 outs, runners at first and second, so it's important to make a good pitch here. We need a strikeout or a one-hopper somewhere and get out of this inning.
Here's the 3-2, and she fouls it off just to the left of the plate, and the count holds at 3-2.
It's a good pitch. She came in making the batter. You've got to force the batter to swing. Got to show something that's hittable, making them protect the plate.
Carly Davis is at second base. Emery Green is at first. Katie Brock and Chloe Holland have scored in the inning. 3-2 pitch. Oh, hit her. Got her on the inside or the outside shoulder.
Yep.
Up high. Mercy. So it's a bases loaded situation now for Mabank.
The only good thing came out there is there wasn't a play, so no run scored. We get to do it again. If we can get an out here, that's really no harm.
Conference at the mound taking place right now between Abby Goldsmith, the pitcher, and Anahi Velasquez, the catcher. And I think that's Emerson Thompson, the second baseman, who also has come in for a word.
Just trying to settle down the young pitcher. See if we can dig deep, come on through this one. Very important to be defensively sound right now. If they put the ball in play, help your pitcher out. She struggled a little here. We get out of it, that's okay. A lot of ball game left.
Erin Otmo, the catcher, is the hitter here with the bases loaded and 2 out and 2 runs across in the top of the first inning. Pitch way upstairs from Abby Goldsmith as Anahi Velasquez had to fling her mitt way up over her head to pull that one down.
She becomes very important here defensively to not let a wild pitch by and get a cheap run that way, so very important.
1-0 pitch. Again up for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Of course, in softball, that's not many feet from home plate back to the wall behind the plate. So it's hard to score from third unless it kicks off to the first base side or the third base side.
Yeah, because you got a brick back there, so straight back. Sometimes it'll come get you, but it'll get. Looks like Goldsmith's worried with the mound a little bit. She's having trouble with her landing area. 2-0
pitch, way up high, and in danger here of walking in a run at 3-0, and the base is loaded.
all three of them have been high. She's struggling with her release point right now. See if she might just take one off. More than likely, the batter's going to be taken here. See if she can take it off and do something. Got that one out
There's
there.
a called strike. Abby Goldsmith is a Lady Cat junior. 3-1 now the count with the bases loaded, 2 runs across in the inning and 2 out. And there's a pitch high.
Yep, walked her in.
And a third run comes in to score. Collie Davis scores from third base. Emery Groom goes to third. Savannah Phillips goes to second. Aaron Otmo gets the RBI with the bases loaded walk. And now the number 9 hitter, Kaylee Lane, the left fielder, comes up. She's getting counseling here from her head coach, Colby Sales. She is a tiny little thing, isn't she?
She is, and now we got a visit going to the mound to talk to Goldsmith. And I would almost bet a hamburger that he told this batter, she's struggling, we're going to take one.
Yeah.
So now we got the chess game going on.
Right.
Got all of the ladies from the infield drawn in. Coach was talking with them, just telling them, reiterate, this is top of the first. We got a lot of ball game left. Get out of this and let's go.
So a conference right now in the pitching circle and a conference at third base. And the pitching circle conference is involving the Lady Cats. And the conference at third base is the Mabank Lady Panthers.
Yep.
And now we're about ready to go again.
Up next for Mabank is number
Need to make a
3,
play here and get out of it. The
Kaylee
defense
Lane.
needs to be on their toes, help this pitcher out.
2 out, bases loaded. 3 runs across in the inning. Kaylee Lane, the left fielder. And first pitch is high. No, they said it hit her. I did not see that. I knew it was high, but home plate umpire says it hit her somehow.
I sure didn't see that myself.
Yeah, that's 2 hit batsmen in the inning.
Number 8, center fielder, Katie Brock.
Emery Groom scores from third. Phillips goes to third. Otmo goes to second. Still 2 out, 4 runs across in the inning. And the top of the order for Mabank. They have batted around. First pitch to Katie Brock is way outside, the left-handed batter. I think she's the only left-hander that we've seen in the lineup here for Mabank. And,
yes, I believe
she
that's
struck
right.
out to start the game, but then got on first when that third strike was in the dirt. And Anahi Velasquez had to throw to first, and the throw got off into right field. Here's a pitch down low and in for ball 2. Anyway, Katie Brock got on first, even though she struck out, and Mabank has gone on from there.
Yep. Not the start we wanted.
4-0. Mabank on top, and there's a pitch way up and away. Anahi Velasquez, the catcher, had to fling her mitt out there to pull that one down. 3-0 the count. We're in danger here of walking in yet another run. 2 runs have scored on hit batsmen. And there's a pitch in there, fastball on 3-0 for a strike. 10th batter in the inning for Mabank. Top of the first we are. 4-0. And of course the Lady Cats have yet to bat. So swung on and missed. Looks like maybe a change up there. And
Good
the count,
challenge, yeah.
Count goes to 3-2.
Let's see if she can bear down and get by here. Batter's wanting to hit, so has an aggressive strike zone. We need to oblige her.
And the wind pitch is high. And another run comes in to score. Phillips scores.
Batting next, number 14.
Otmo goes to
player,
third.
Kay Hudson.
Lane goes to second. Katie Brock at first base. Second batter in the order, Kai Hudson, the designated player, steps in, a right-handed batter, and she hits a line drive in the gap and to left field, and that's going to score at least a couple of runs all the way to the wall. 2 runs are in. Here comes the runner from first. They're going to hold the ball. That is a 3-run double by Kai Hudson.
That was a well-hit ball and perfectly placed. With 2 outs, all of the runners are going to be running.
Number 5, shortstop, Chloe Holland.
8-0 Mabank in the top of the first. I didn't expect this, did you?
I did not.
Boy, that's only the second base hit of the inning. The other one was a double by this young lady right here, Chloe Holland, and it also went out to left center field, but I think that ball just a moment ago was hit much harder.
It was hit harder. They were both hit at exactly the same place, right between the center field and left field. But you're right. There's only 2 good hit balls, and the rest of them we've kind of helped them with either pitching or lack of defense. So got to clean it up. And again, first inning, we can do the same thing to them.
Pitch is fouled off to the left side. Kai Hudson is at second base with a ringing double. That was a shot.
It was.
1-1 pitch, down and away. Nice job by Anahi Velasquez of going to a knee and blocking that ball.
She's done a pretty good job. She's had to do a little work here in the first, but she's helping her pitcher out all she can.
2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. As Holland swung over a pitch down and away in the strike zone, and the count goes to 2-2. 2 out.
Yep.
Been 2 out for a long time.
Been 2 out a long time, and right now that snowball's kind of rolling downhill. We need to put a stop to it.
Pitch up high. Runner at second base here. Cleared the bases with that double. That is Kai Hudson. 7 straight batters have reached base since the last out recorded by the Lady Cats. And the pitch. Back to the mound.
All right.
And fielded by Goldsmith over to first base, and that is the inning finally. So 8 runs score in the top of the first on 2 base hits for Mabank. If we go to the bottom of the first, it's 8-0 Lady Panthers. This is Lady Cats softball on KSS2. Lady Cats softball on KSST, brought to you by BT Medical, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Alliance Bank, J. Hodge Chevrolet, City National Bank, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, Wesley House, and the University Interscholastic League. We go to the bottom of the first, and Mabank on top 8-0 over Sulphur Springs.
Yep, we're not used to this kind of a position, but it's very important for us to just start fresh, make them field the ball like they did with us, see if we can just cut into it.
Now, Mabank coming into this ballgame with a 5-9 record. You know, they have not been setting the East Texas Woods on fire.
Well, they wanted 2 hits out of that. So the rest of that was let's just call that a crummy inning. Every once in a while you have one of those. So we can see if we can have 6 good innings now on that defensive side. But we've got time to make them look a little crummy too.
And how many times have you seen in baseball, if not softball, a pitcher will have a bad inning, starting pitcher, comes back out the next inning and then goes the next 4 or 5 innings very solid.
It's a dynamic where the offense thinks they can hit anything, and all of a sudden she starts making good pitches and gets them down.
Emerson Thompson leads it off for Sulphur Springs, and the first pitch from Emery Groom is up high for a ball. 1-0 to Emerson Thompson, the Lady Cats second baseman. Presley Green at third, Chloe Holland at short, Trinity Mixon at second, Collie Davis at first for Mabank. Aaron Otmo behind the plate. 1-0 pitch. Off speed, and it misses for ball 2.
Corners are sneaking in, expecting Emerson to possibly try to lay one down, which that's normal in softball. I don't know if I'd have the guts to play first or third the way they play, because they come in a lot.
Yeah,
You've got to be ready.
And that's amazing how close they will come in sometimes. Outfield is very shallow. Straight away, there's a called strike on the outside edge, 2-1.
Another one of those generous calls. We got some of those in the first, not enough, so we'll see if he continues to give that as long as it's up in that waist area.
Center fielder Katie Brock probably closer to second base, Tony, than she is the center field wall.
She is.
There's a off-speed pitch, called strike on the outside edge. As you said a moment ago, it's a generous strike zone there.
That was a foot. And as an old ump, it's hard for me to criticize, but we need to pull that in.
Foul ball, right side, going to be out of play. Count it 2-2. To Emerson Thompson. She'll be followed by Hannah Speed, the designated player, and Reese Reagan, the first baseman, in the bottom of the first inning.
And what that calling that foot outside does is that hurts the batter. The batter knows the strike zone too. So if you've got to go that far, that's not right. That's not good.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that's in the dirt. In fact, that's about 10 feet out in front of the plate in the dirt. Look, that might have been a pretty good bowling shot.
Bowling or a putt. That was closer to those than a fast pitch ball.
You do see that in softball.
You do.
Every once in a while. 3-2 pitch. It's again fouled back. This one's into the net down the first baseline. Count holds at 3-2.
That's a good job of hanging in there, making contact, make the pitcher throw some pitches. Stretch her out a little bit.
Kaylee Lane in left field, Katie Brock in center field, Savannah Phillips in right field for Mabank. Big gaps in left and right center.
Yes, they are.
Left and right fielders playing close to the line. And this ball hit little Texas Leaguer out into right field for a base hit.
That's the way to start it off. Even just a little old dinger right there that gets her on base. And let's just see if we can peck away at this.
Falls in front of Savannah Phillips and over the outstretched glove of Trinity Mixon at second base.
Player Hannah Speed.
So that was a good job all around, though. She fouled two pitches off. She had an outside one called, and she stuck with it, and now she's here.
And rode that next pitch out into right field. Went with it to right field as a right-handed batter.
Yes, sir.
So runner at first, nobody out, and here's a pitch down in the dirt and back to the wall. And so Emerson Thompson goes to second base on the wild pitch.
And here we go. The merry-go-round may be getting wound up.
Hannah Speed is the batter, the designated player for the Lady Cats. She's a right-handed batter facing the right-hander on the mound or in the pitcher's circle, Emery Groom for Mabank. Off speed, outside. Erin Otmo bouncing out of her crouch to bring that one in. 2-0 the count to Hannah Speed, with Emerson Thompson, the leadoff hitter, at second base. 8-0 the score. Mabank, 8 runs in the top of the first inning. And another pitch way outside. She's really fighting her control here. It's 3-0.
She faked a bunt there, and we could see what the defense was doing. Third came in really hard. Short went to third, and we were just seeing how they were going to play that. So no intention of swinging more than likely on that one.
3-0 the count. Nobody out. Again, she shows bunt, and this time she takes a strike on a fastball that got the outer half of the plate. 3-1 the count.
That was a good pitch. I wouldn't be surprised to see the exact same situation right here. We need base runners. So sometimes if you got confidence, you let them get 2 strikes.
And the 3-1 foul back into the screen. Count goes to 3-2.
She waited on that one good, had a good swing, just got barely under it. Looks like she's on her. The pitcher is not a fireballer by any means.
No.
So the batters need to be going up there with some confidence. In fact, she's there real far up in the batter's box trying to catch it early.
Yep. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. That was a pretty good fastball there.
That one was pretty good.
Down around the knees.
Yep.
First out of the inning. Emerson Thompson remains at second base. And it's Reese Reagan, the first baseman for the Lady Cats, coming up now.
Reese is one of the veterans that played a big role in the past few years for the Lady Cats. That's why she's sitting in there number 3. She's a heck of a hitter.
Has good height. Right-handed batter. And she hits this one hard to left field. too hard for the runner, Thompson, to be able to score from second base, but runners at first and third and one out for the Lady Cats.
That's exactly what she's supposed to do. She put the wood on – well, there's no wood on the ball. She put the metal on the ball and hit it right between third and short, and like I say, it was just right at the center fielder. Otherwise, Emerson has an opportunity to score.
You don't hear the loud ping anymore with these bats that you used to.
The manufacturers finally got rid of the ping in the bats and in the golf clubs, trying to make them sound a little more like wood.
Claire Thompson, the third baseman, in a big situation here with runners at first and third and one out. It is a double play situation, so Mabank looking for the double play. They pinch in a little bit at short and second base. First pitch, off speed, outside for ball one to Claire Thompson.
I have to flinch every time it's outside if it's waist high, because this ump's got a right arm. It wants to throw it up there.
Outfield, I would say medium depth and straight away here. Center fielder really rather shallow. Here is a pitch up high and away for a ball. It's 2-0.
They're very susceptible for a gapper or something over the head.
Yep.
They're right now early in the game trying to give up an extra base, but they can be had.
No wind at all. The American flag in center field just hanging limp right now. Emery Groom way over the head of the catcher, and here comes the run from third base, and she slides in with the first run of the game for the Lady Cats. Emerson Thompson scores on the wild pitch. She went to second on a wild pitch and now scores on a wild pitch. And going to second base is Reese Reagan.
That's a good job of being heads up. She almost got caught with that brick wall.
Right.
It kind of threw it up in the air, gave her a little bit of time, and the pitcher was a little late covering. But when Emerson left, she knew what she wanted to do, and that's the big deal. No indecision.
I would say, 25 feet from home plate back to the
That's
to the wall.
most it is, and if you hit the bricks right, you can get hung out to dry.
3-0 the count, and the pitch by Groom. Misses outside, and the Lady Cats have something going here.
Okay.
Claire Thompson on down to first base with a walk. Reese Reagan at second base. She singled.
The pitcher, Abby Goldsmith.
Abby Goldsmith stepping in now.
Now, this is a big spot here. She struggled, and you'd be surprised if she could get a base hit right here, what that might do for her pitching at the end of for the rest of the game. Just help herself out.
Left-handed batter. She stands at the front of the batter's box. And the pitch is down and away for ball one from Emery Groom. 1-0 the count. 8-1 the score here. But the Lady Cats with a rally in the bottom of the first inning. Groom into the wind. And a little chopper up the middle, fielded by Trinity Mixon, makes the play to first base for the putout on Abby Goldsmith. That's 2 out. Runners both advance. Reese Reagan to third base. Claire Thompson to second base. 2 out in the inning.
Up next, number
And now
6,
KK Montgomery, the right fielder.
KK Montgomery is one of my favorites from last year. It seemed like when she got to the plate, things happened. So this would be huge right now. Get these 2 runs plated. We can go a long way with 2 outs just like Mabank did.
Right-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher, Emery Groom. And a very slow pitch. Did that bounce in?
It did. That was almost like an ephus. I hope she meant to do it. Otherwise, that was a bad pitch.
1-0. KK Montgomery.
Second and third, so no force. We need to put the ball in play.
Another pitch up high here, and so it's 2-0 with runners at second and third and 2 out. Montgomery stands about midway in the batter's box. Crouching stance. Outfield plays her straight away and somewhat shallow.
Yeah, they're staying shallow.
Groom misses again. I'm not sure if that one skipped into the clay or not, but was low.
That's one he's rung up, so I don't know if he's reeling it back in a little. I thought that one, I was waiting for it to hang up there.
3-0 the count.
Now she'll have the green light, I figure.
And the pitch. And that one is in the dirt for ball 4. KK Montgomery to first base.
Loads up the bases with 2 outs.
Second walk of the inning. Lady Cats have 2 base hits in the inning. Anahi Velasquez comes up with the bases loaded and 2 out. Mabank on top 8-1. Bottom of the first. And she stands way up at the front of the batter's box here.
Yeah,
Tony.
They're not scared of her speed.
And the first pitch called strike. Looked like a off-speed pitch of some kind.
Yep.
And caught the outside corner.
This is a situation right here just like Mabank had in the first when they hit that double. We could do the same thing with one hit, and all of a sudden you got a ball game.
Key play in this game right
Absolutely.
here. Key at bat. And the pitch. Way up high. Again, the base is loaded. 1-1 count now. Reagan at third base, Claire Thompson at second base, KK Montgomery at first base, a run across in the inning. Emerson Thompson scored, the leadoff hitter. Now 1-1 to Anahi Velasquez, and she just gets her bat on this pitch and fouls it off down the first baseline. I think really she wishes that she hadn't offered at it.
Yeah, and I think that one would have been called. So she's got to buckle down now. We got good speed with KK at first. If she can put the ball in the outfield, we could make some things happen. So
there's a huge gap in left center field right now. 1-2 pitch, and there's a fastball off the outside edge. Close call. 2-2.
He's called that one before.
Yep, he sure did.
He motioned to the coach that it was outside, but he's rung that up in the top of the first, so I think he's hurt a little bit.
Emery Groom looking in for the sign. 2-2 the count, 2 out, bases loaded. Pitch in the dirt. Nice job by Aaron Otmo of blocking it. Kicks off to the third base side, but not very far. And the count goes to 3-2.
Here we go. If she doesn't put something in play, you got the opportunity for a walk and another set of pitches. So, very big pitch. Something's fixing to happen right here. Good or bad.
3-2 pitch with 2 out. Bases loaded for Sulphur Springs. And the pitch is hit on the ground to first base. And Carly Davis fields it, steps on the bag, and that is the end of the inning for Sulphur Springs.
Tough shot there.
So promising situation there, but only 1 run in the inning. Emerson Thompson, the leadoff hitter, singled and came around on a wild pitch. We go to the top of the second inning. It's Mabank 8, Sulphur Springs 1. This is Wildcat softball on KSST.
Oh, pardon me.
Lady Cat softball on KSST. John Mark Dempsey along with Tony Flippin. And we'll be out here the remainder of the season for Lady Cats softball and Wildcats baseball. Next Tuesday night we have our first baseball game. And that'll be against Liberty Ilo, a district game at 7 p.m. But tonight,
that quickly?
Yeah. If we get a chance, we'll look at that schedule for baseball here.
Okay. Got a lot going on in the spring. We've got track meets going on.
Yeah.
We've got softball. We've got golf. And lots of kids out on the field representing Sulphur Springs.
I believe that'll be the first district game next Tuesday night for the baseball team. So the first pitch here from Abby Goldsmith.
Up and away, ball 1.
Presley Green is the hitter. She is the number 4 batter in the order for Mabank. She'll be followed by Chloe Davis, the first baseman. Next pitch, swung on and missed for strike 2. And Emery Green, the pitcher, 4, 5, and 6 in the batting order for Mabank. Presley Green reached on an error in the first inning. There's a pitch high for ball 2. It's 2-1.
Yeah, it's 2-1. Umpire's not giving a lot of good signals. They're having to rely on the scoreboard.
Right-handed batter against the left-hander, Abby Goldsmith. Goldsmith with the pitch up and in. And the count goes to 3-1.
Big inning for Abby. She needs to come back and prove to herself. Right now she's a little doubting herself, and she's trying hard.
And the pitch in the dirt for ball 4. So let's see. It's 1, 2, 3. That's the fourth walk for Mabank in the ballgame here, only in the top of the second inning. Callie Davis walked and scored in the first inning. First baseman, right-handed batter. And she swings and misses at an off-speed pitch for strike one.
That was a good pitch. That's a way to start off.
Outfield fairly deep and straight away for Callie Davis. Pitch away, throw down to first, but easily back in Presley Green.
There's a little contrast in the outfield. We're playing deep, and we're going to let something drop in where they're taking a chance. We're not going to knock it over their head, so we'll have to see who's got the right moves going.
Great observation. Pitch, swung on and missed, pitch up high. Callie Davis couldn't resist. She's a big, strong youngster, isn't she?
She is, in the middle of the lineup, but I'd go right at her right now. We need to make something happen.
1-2 pitch.
There
Swung on and missed, strike three.
There we go. That's what we need right there.
So there's the second strikeout for Abby Goldsmith. And that's the first out of the inning with a runner at first base and Emery Groom. The pitcher, Emery Groom, steps in to hit. She reached base on a fielder's choice and came around to score in the first inning. Right-handed batter. Lady Cats would love to turn the double play here. First pitch is in for a strike.
All right, Goldsmith looks like she's getting a little bit in the groove. She may have tweaked her confidence a little bit, but she's throwing the ball well, so maybe we can continue that.
Abby Goldsmith, the junior for Sulphur Springs, and the pitch is up and swinging and just getting a piece of it. Emery Groom fouls it right there at the plate, and the count goes to 0-2. Presley Green at first base with the walk.
Important pitch right here. You can waste it. I'd go right at her.
Pitch by Goldsmith.
Oh, that looked pretty good. Must have been down.
Down and in.
Yep.
1-2 the count. Lady Cats looking for the double play in the middle infield here.
She looks like she's throwing it a little harder right now too. She may have a little get up in her arm.
And the wind and the pitch. There's a call. Strike three on the outside edge. 2 straight strikeouts for Abby Goldsmith.
That's the one that if we were batting, I'd be questioning a little bit, but I'm liking it right now.
Yeah, maybe the width and a half of the softball on the outside edge.
Yep. But he's been calling it, so a good pitcher will throw it there. Right there.
Goldsmith, now that one he didn't call.
Mercy.
It was a better pitch than the one before.
He heard me talking. He wants me to hush, so I'm going to hush for a couple pitches.
Savannah Phillips, the right fielder, right-handed batter in there. We're close enough. He might be able to hear it. And the pitch is up high for a ball. 2-0. Presley Green still at first base. She walked to lead off the inning. Phillips stands about midway in the batter's box. Oh, that hit her on the left shoulder. Wow. That's the second time she's been hit by a pitch.
Yep.
And that is the third hit batter in the ballgame for Abby Goldsmith. So control has been a problem tonight for her.
They've got sometimes, and I'm not being critical, but they've got these armbands for the pitching. And I mean, when I played, you had a fastball or a curveball or maybe a changeup. Sometimes I think they overthink, and when she's struggling, I think I'd just say throw the ball.
Yep. Erin Otmo, the catcher now, number 8 hitter in the order for Mabank. Right-handed batter. And there's a fastball for a strike. That's a good-looking pitch.
That was maybe the best pitch she's thrown so far.
That had some hop on it.
It did.
Caught the outside edge. 0-1 the count.
Need to get out of this one. 2 outs, first and second.
Otmo walked and scored in the first inning. There's another fastball on the outside half for a strike.
Got a little bit of the upper part of the strike zone there, but we're going to take it.
Otmo doesn't look big enough to be a catcher, does she?
No.
Slight little thing. And the pitch up and away. for 1 and 2.
Sometimes little is easier to get to those balls and be quick.
That's right, quick.
If you can catch the ball, it doesn't matter. That's a great thing about baseball and softball. You don't have to be 6'4", 230.
1-2.
Foul tip, just barely got a piece of it. Goldsmith's battling hard here. This is a big hitter. This would be a great opportunity for her to get out of the inning, build a little confidence.
Runners at first and second and 2 out. Presley Green at second, Savannah Phillips at first. 1-2 pitch. Hit hard to left field, and therefore a base hit. Runner coming around third base, and she will score. Great job of hitting there by Aaron Otmo, and Presley Green scores from second base. 9-1.
Every time the 3 hits have every one been straight over the shortstop's head.
Yep.
We get in good shape, and all of a sudden, here we go.
And she laced that one.
She did. She hit a good ball. She waited on it. You got Keely Lane coming up now, the left fielder. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. Still first and second. They did a good job of getting the ball from left field and keeping that runner from going first to third. So in all honesty, it should take a really nice hit to score. But again, when we're playing this deep, I've got my doubts in the outfield.
Pitch is way up for a ball. The ball one now. So look at Tatum Thompson, how close to the line she is in left.
Yep.
There's a huge
gap in left center.
Huge gap there.
And that's where every hit that's been hit has gone.
1-0 and a swing and a miss. As it looked like Kaylee Lane was fooled on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of an uncertain swing there.
Yep.
1-1. Savannah Phillips at second base was hit by a pitch. Aaron Otmo singled sharply to left to drive in the run, and she's at first base. And here's a pitch low for a ball.
Checked her swing in time. She wanted to go for it.
Ball down low, and it is 2-1. 2 outs. Pitch swung on and missed, and gets away from Anahi Velasquez all the way back to the screen. And the runners both move up to second and third. Savannah Phillips to third and Aaron Otmo to second. Count is 2-2. Number 9 hitter in the order, Kaylee Lane, the left fielder.
Yeah, it's a big batter right here. We've got 2 pitches to get that one.
And the pitch.
That's
swung on and missed, but
still got to get
it's
her.
in the dirt. Somebody's got to make a play, and they are not able to make the play. Mercy. Run comes in to score from third. Runner at second goes to third. Kaylee Lane is at first. I'm not even sure how to score that.
That's just a strikeout, and it's got to be an error because they'll give it it'll be on the pitcher because it was a low strike. But that was just the luck of the draw right now. It was perfectly placed that neither Velasquez or Goldsmith could get to it and make a play.
The ball rolled out in front of the plate or somewhat down the first baseline. Mm-hmm. And now it's the top of the order, Katie Brock again for Mabank. And going on down the second base on that low pitch is
Lane.
Kaylee Lane. Now here's a ball hit into right field and right at KK Montgomery for the third out. So 2-run score in the top of the second inning. Again, just 1 base hit. They just have 3 base hits in the game, but they've all been
timely.
Timely and very solid. So we go to the bottom of the second. It's 10-1 Mabank. And Lady Cats softball continues after this on KSST. Bottom of the second inning coming up for Sulphur Springs. Number 8 hitter in the order, Tatum Thompson, the left fielder. Number 9 hitter, Allison Frazier, the center fielder. And the top of the order, the second baseman, Emerson Thompson. 10-1, Mabank on top here. 8 runs in the top of the first, 2 runs in the top of the second. I hate to say run rule, but I mean, at what inning does that come into effect? Is it the 4th inning?
5th inning.
5th inning. So we're a ways.
Unless they've changed them. There again, I've been away from the rule book a few years, but it's always been 10 after 5. We're gonna be aware of it, but I think that we're gonna break that 0 off of here this half inning.
Lady Cats have to be mindful of that, though, because
They do.
really can't afford to surrender much more ground here. I see the wind has picked up just a little bit out in center field. Not a great deal, but at least there's a little bit of a breeze. Here's the ball hit past the second baseman into right field by Tatum Thompson. And the ball gets away there as they threw it back in, but Thompson not able to move up. Tatum Thompson, a varsity basketball player for Sulphur Springs.
That's where Savannah Phillips, they're playing in, and they tried to throw behind her, and a good throw could have been trouble. But it got by the first baseman, but the catcher was, that little diminutive catcher was quick enough to get to the ball.
Yeah, good point.
And that kept that runner at first. But that's a good start. That's a good start.
I'm not sure if it was Emerson Thompson or Reese Reagan that went the opposite way in the first inning on a similar base hit.
I think it was Reese. No, it was Emerson because she fouled off a couple.
First pitch is in there for a strike to Allison Frazier. At any rate, on both occasions, a good job of hitting by the Lady Cats. And in this case, it was Tatum Thompson just reaching out and tapping that ball past the second baseman into right field.
Well placed.
Right-handed batter. And here's a fly ball to left field. The left fielder going back. It's out of here.
Out of here.
Mercy.
How about that for Allison Frazier?
That is a home run for Allison Frazier.
How's that for 2 runs right quick with no outs?
That ball was smoked.
That ball was hit. That's perfect timing, had a good arch. And the left fielder got back and was, if it stayed in the park, she might have had a play. But
it was,
one
I
way
think,
to do it.
It cleared the fence by 10 feet out there.
Yeah, I think so. That was a well-struck ball.
That's
Just
your
what we needed.
number 9 hitter there.
There you go.
So
Now
it's
we
10
go
to
back
3.
To the top with Emerson Thompson, and now that dugout's got a little life to it.
Absolutely.
We'll see if we can continue.
Thompson.
And Tony made the point that Mabank in the outfield been playing very shallow all night. Well, that time immediately you saw the left fielder for Mabank, Kaylee Lane, just turned her back, and here is a pitch that hits Emerson Thompson.
She had plenty of time to get out of the way, but she decided to oblige her.
It wasn't that hard.
She didn't have to rub it.
Throwing ball. But once you saw Kaylee Lane turn her shoulders there and start running for the fence, you knew that one had a chance.
And she's backed up. The other two, center fielder and right fielder, they're still playing in, but left field's backed up.
First pitch is in the dirt, and going on down to second base, here's the throw, and it is definitely late. Emerson Thompson
heads up running as soon as the ball's going. And again, you've got to have decisiveness.
Right.
If you're going to go, go. If it doesn't work out, so be it. But you can't have any indecision.
That's at least the third wild pitch here against Emery Groom, and there's another pitch in the dirt. And the count goes to 2-0. So we have Emerson Thompson at second base. Tatum Thompson singled to start the inning, scoring on the homer to left field by Allison Frazier. And then Emerson Thompson, hit by a pitch, goes to second on the wild pitch. 2-0 the count here on Hannah Speed, the designated player. Right-handed batter, she shows bunt. And there's a strike at the knees on the outside edge, and the count goes to 2-1 to Hannah Speed. She struck out in the first inning.
Yeah, she squared the bunt, but that was nothing but a show pitch to see what the defense was going to do.
10-3, Mabank on top, bottom of the second inning. Speed stands up near the front of the batter's box. She fouls this one off down the first base line, over the roof and out of play. Count at 2-2. Reese Reagan on deck for Sulphur Springs, number 3 hitter in the batting order.
Reese has hit the second hardest ball so far, so we need number 2 here to put the ball in play and set the table.
Nobody out.
There you go.
Ball hit past the third baseman into left field. Base hit for Hannah Speed.
And they did a good job of stopping the runner at third. because you got first and third now with Reese coming up. Don't take a chance early in the inning with no outs to throw a run away.
Nobody out, first and third, and out to the mound for a visit is Colby Sales, the head coach of the Mabank Lady Panthers. He towers over some of those players, doesn't he?
He does.
A couple of heads or more. So a conference at the pitcher's circle. And David Carrillo out of the dugout to have a chat here with Reese Reagan, the Lady Cat first baseman, who has a big opportunity here. Runners at first and third and nobody out. Sulphur Springs down 10-3, but as Tony told you, little excitement rippling through that dugout after the two-run homer by Allison Frazier just moments ago.
Got some life, and we got everybody's on edge of their chair right now with Reese. She's annually one of our greatest hitters. So I would be willing to say she's going to hit the ball hard. Let's see if she can place it.
Reagan singled in the first inning, got to third, but no farther. Outfield straight away and medium depth, and the pitch is a ball way up high and all the way back to the screen, but
not going to take a chance on getting an out at home. Now we got second and third with nobody out, and I'm not sure they're going to give Reese a real good pitch. That one was up and away, and I would be surprised if they stay away the entire at bat here.
1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed, fastball up high.
Proved me wrong. They gave her that one. And she was ready, but it just looked too big to her. She's got to show patience and get it. I bet she's got that under control here.
High fastball, always tough to lay off.
It is.
You can see it so well. 1-1 to count. Runners at second and third, and this ball hit in the air to the right side, but out of play over the Mabank dugout. Count goes to 1-2.
Little on the end of the bat there.
Claire Thompson, third baseman and the cleanup hitter, on deck for Sulphur Springs.
So now Reese has got to dig in. Don't help the pitcher out, but be ready to protect the plate. Got a little bit of a wide strike zone, so she's got to be ready. But she can go to that right field if she throws one of those borderlines.
Pitch by Emery Groom, and that one bounces in and hits the brick wall behind home plate and gets the catcher Aaron Otmo gets a nice bounce there, and no thought of coming in from third base.
With no
from Emerson
outs,
Thompson.
With no outs, and Reese at the plate, we're not going to do. Now, if we get an out, then you may see some action. But right now, it's station to station, and they're going to let Reese move the bucket.
2-2 the count. Nobody out.
Nobody out. Got a chance for a big inning right here.
Runners at second and third. 2 runs across in the inning. Number 3 hitter in the order, Reese Reagan at bat. Right-handed batter, stands about midway in the batter's box. Holds the bat up high. And another pitch in the dirt on the way in there. So it goes to 3-2.
3-2. It's real important now. Don't help the pitcher out. You're the big hitter, but you still got to stay within yourself.
Reagan has walked 2 batters and has a hit batter. Groom, I should say. Here's a pitch top down the third baseline. I guess that is in play.
I think they're going to call him foul ball.
Well, that's what I thought. Yep. I thought it was a foul ball.
Reagan hesitated and then she took off. So that's luck there, because I'm not sure they didn't nip at her there at first base.
Now the rule is what there?
If you're in the batter's box, it's just a dead ball. It's foul ball.
Is it off her foot?
Yes. And that's why I think she hesitated, but then she saw it go out there and she's like, well, I better go, which is the right thing to do.
3-2 pitch. Popped up, right side. I think it's out of play, and it is. It loudly hits into the stands, either that or the roof of the dugout.
I think that got the stands. That missed the dugout. Good job by Reese to protect the plate. She doesn't have to hit it out of the ballpark. She just needs to make them make a play. So she's got a very important job there to help her team out.
Reese Reagan is a senior for the Lady Cats. Coach David Carrillo.
She's been, if I'm not mistaken, she's probably a 4-year, at least a 3-year, probably a 4-year starter.
Runners at second and third and nobody out.
Pivotal pitch here.
3-2 pitch.
Right
Hit
there.
hard, back up the middle. 1 run scores. 2 runs will come in to score on a single back up the middle by Reese Reagan, and it is 10-5.
That's the way to do it. That was a great job. She waited on that pitch and sent it right back up the middle, hard enough that the infield couldn't make a play. We had good speed on the bases, and again, decisiveness. They were going to go. So still no outs, and Reagan at first for Claire Thompson.
Reese Reagan now 2 for 2 in the game.
Loud, too.
Yeah.
They've both been singles, but you could hear them at the square.
4 runs across in the inning.
Now we've got Mabank thinking the way we were thinking in the top of the first. So we got a ball game here. Still time to come out and watch the ball, too, and it's a great night for it. Finish your supper and come out and support these ladies.
First pitch is outside for ball 1. Runner at first base. Still nobody out in the inning here.
Correct. That's right.
Double play situation. There's an off-speed pitch outside. And the count goes to 2-0 on Claire Thompson.
So Groom's kind of struggling, hitting the strike zone, and it's Coach Carrillo got to get everybody, just don't help her. Stay within yourself, know the zone.
Mabank would love to turn the double play here. 2-0. The count, it bounces in, and it is 3-0. To Claire Thompson, the third baseman. She walked in the first inning.
Yep.
This inning, Tatum Thompson led off with a single to right field, going the opposite way. Allison Frazier followed with a homer, a resounding home run to left field. Emerson Thompson hit by a pitch. Hannah Speed singled, and Reese Reagan drove in Thompson and Speed. And now going to first base. Was she hit by the pitch?
The catcher turned around. I think that ball was right down the middle.
Number 5.
But we're going to take it. I thought that was dead down the middle, and the little catcher turned around, and I think she's a little confused right now. So first and second, still nobody out.
Claire Thompson to first on the walk.
Goldsmith can help herself now.
Abby Goldsmith, the pitcher, is the hitter. Runners at first and second. Reese Reagan at second. Claire Thompson at first. 4 runs over in the inning. 10-5. Mabank leading. They have led by as much as 10-1 in this game. Left-handed batter here, Abby Goldsmith. Grounded out to second base her first time. Pitch is fastball up.
Good job. She wanted that pitch, but she thought better, and now she gets to live and see if she can get a little better one. Big gap up the middle now for a grounder up the middle. If she can just throw it past that pitcher, we may can score another run.
2-0 count. Groom, the delivery, and ground ball to second base. And the play is to first base to get Abby Goldsmith, and so for the second time, she has grounded out. That is the first out of the inning. Both runners move up. Reagan goes to third. Claire Thompson goes to second base.
Second baseman did us a favor there. She could have easily gotten to second and just went straight to first. So that gives us an opportunity, and my good friend KK is coming to bat.
You know, on that play for Trinity Mixon, the second baseman, her momentum was toward first base. Now, here's a ball hit into right field. That's all the way to the wall. 2 runs are going to score. And all the way to third base with a triple is KK Montgomery.
There you go. That's why I like to see KK come to the bat, because something's going to happen. She smoked that ball.
Going the opposite way to right field. It was a line drive, never more than about 4 feet off the ground, and rattled the wall out there in right field.
And that's where that right fielder being in, that ball got past him quick too. But KK makes things happen.
2 RBIs on the triple by KK Montgomery.
6 runs in the inning, still only 1 out. We've got a lot that we can do. We could be ahead in this ball game when Goldsmith goes back to the mound.
10-7, Mabank leading. Here's a pitch way outside. Nice job by Aaron Otmo going to a knee to bring that one in. Anahi Velasquez, the catcher, is the hitter. She is the 9th batter in the inning. KK Montgomery at third with a 2-run triple moments ago. Here's the pitch, and this ball
That's down.
hit into left field, falling fast and drops in. Single for Anahi Velasquez. And KK Montgomery scores from third base. It is 10-8.
That was just a well-placed ball and in front of the left fielder. So now we start with the 10th hitter, or 10th run of the hitter of the inning. Going to have a courtesy runner for Velasquez, and she's a catcher. Katie Johns, I think they announced as the courtesy runner.
For Sulphur Springs, number 11, Tatum Thompson.
Katie Johns running at first base. Courtesy runner is allowed in softball.
Yeah, baseball too, especially for your catchers, so they can go in and be getting the catching equipment to try to keep the game going. Most of the time you see your catcher and your pitcher being run for just to save their legs.
Tatum Thompson got this going with a single. She went the opposite way to right field, and then that was followed by the home run by Allison Frazier. First pitch is low for a ball. Runner at first. Anahi Velasquez, although she's been replaced by Katie Johns now as the courtesy runner.
Which means Velasquez stays in the ball game too.
Right. Tatum Thompson takes the strike about the letters, just above the belt. Anyway, and 1-1 is the count to Tatum Thompson. Came around to score on that homer by Allison Frazier.
Still only 1 out. This is an exciting inning for the Lady Cats.
7 runs across in the inning.
I don't think we're finished.
Tatum Thompson hits it on the ground to second base, and the second baseman stumbles. Did a nice job to get there. It was well to her right.
I'm not sure she was going to make a play.
Yeah.
It was just a perfectly placed ball.
I'm going to score that a single.
I am too.
Up next, number 7.
So Tatum Thompson is 2 for 2.
Yep, in this inning. And now we got the home run king coming up here.
Katie Johns goes to second base. Runners at first and second. 1 out. And Allison Frazier, who had the 2-run homer here, seems like a long time ago, but not that long ago. First pitch is kind of a blooper in there
for those ephus pitches
for a strike. Yeah.
But the outfield has moved in, even though she's got a home run. The left fielder's way in, and center fielder as well.
She fouls this one back, just barely gets a piece of that ball, fouls it straight back. Count is 0-2. 1 out, runners at first and second for Sulphur Springs.
She was right on that pitch, just barely under it. Timing was good.
Katie Johns at second base, Tatum Thompson at first, and there's another pitch that bounces in. In fact, I think that bounced twice.
Yep, that was another one of the slow ones.
1-2 the count.
They're being careful with her. Number 9 hit her with some pop. You can't just throw it in there and assume that she's not a very good hitter because she's sitting at number 9.
Stands midway in the batter's box. This another pitch in the dirt all the way back to the screen.
Move up that
and
time.
The runners go to second and third with 1 out.
That's a big pitch.
Allison Frazier is the hitter, number 9 hitter in the batting order, but we've already seen what she can do with that 2-run homer to left field. That was in this inning, Tony.
It was. You got to stay under control right here. Don't try to do too much. Stay within yourself.
2 runners in scoring position. She fouls this one back over the roof, and the count holds at 2-2.
She looks confident. She looks very confident at the plate. That ball was outside. She was going to take it that way and just got under it. So she's right on it. I think she's ready to go.
Emerson Thompson, the leadoff hitter on deck. And the pitch. Another looping pitch in there. That one's high for a ball.
Three and 2.
3-2 pitch about to come.
Big moment in this game.
Grooms
Outside. Loads him
brings
up.
in the pitch, and that one's outside, as Tony told you. And the bases are loaded. And that brings up the top of the order, Emerson Thompson for Sulphur Springs. Here in the bottom of the second, it's hard to remember that all of this has happened, all in this inning here.
We may not finish till tomorrow.
Up next, number 15, Emerson Thompson.
Thompson singled and scored in the first, hit by a pitch, and scored earlier in this inning.
I'm calling it the Lady Cat's going to be in the lead when we go back to the mound. We're fixing to keep it going.
Katie Johns at third base. Tatum Thompson at second. Here's a pitch in the dirt, and that one kicks off to the side, but Lady Cats are not going to try to take advantage of it. That went well down the first base line.
I think we missed an opportunity, but that's okay. Mabank has brought all of their infield in. They know they're in for a game now, so if the ball can be hit hard, even a ground ball, it's got a really good chance to get through this infield, score at least 2.
They're well in front of the baseline here.
Yes, way.
And a pitch low for a ball.
And Groom is experiencing the same type inning that Goldsmith had in the first. And it's hard on these young ladies. These are 16-year-old kids, and you got to give it to them to stay in there.
2-0 the count. Bases loaded. Infield in. And a pitch up high for a ball, and also outside. 3-0 now. Emerson Thompson.
I don't think we'll get the bat off our shoulder on this one, and possibly for 2.
Emerson Thompson in a big situation here with the bases loaded. Mabank now leading 10-8. They led at one time 10-1, in fact, coming into this inning. And there's a ball in the dirt for ball 4. Run comes in to score. That is Katie Johns, who was the courtesy runner for Anahi Velasquez. Tatum Thompson goes to third. Allison Frazier to second. Conference at the mound in the pitcher's circle. 10-9.
This is a great comeback by the Lady Cats. I know they were down in the dumps coming into bat that first time, down 8, but they've showed resilience, and this is what makes a team. A win like this, if we can come back and win this ball game, can go an awfully long way for that confidence factor.
Sure. Now the home plate umpire slowly walking out toward the mound to try to encourage them to break up the chit-chat session.
Up next, number 14, Hannah Speed.
So Hannah Speed, the designated player with the bases loaded and still only 1 out. Speed struck out swinging in the first, singled and scored earlier this inning. Right-handed batter stands up near the front of the batter's box.
Infield still in.
Groom with the first pitch up high for a ball. Emery Groom, the pitcher for Mabank. 1-0 the count.
The main thing we need here is contact. Stay within that strike zone and then just put the ball in play. And on the ground, you've got a great opportunity for a hit to sneak through the middle.
Outfield rather shallow and straight away, and there's an off-speed pitch in for a strike on the outside edge, and it's 1-1. Hannah Speed, the hitter. Reese Reagan is the on-deck hitter with 1 out and the bases loaded. Lady Cats down by only a run now, 10-9. This is only the bottom of the second inning. And a pitch hit to the right side and out of play. The right fielder Savannah Phillips giving chase, but won't be able to get anywhere close.
Yep. They're pitching the ball outside because the umpire's giving them that call. So the Lady Cats need to be aware of that and go with the pitch. Don't try to pull it. And so far they've done some good jobs with that.
I remember
pitches there.
Yeah, 3 at least where the Lady Cats have ridden the outside pitch out to right field. The best example, of course, was KK Montgomery.
KK hit it hard.
Who tripled out that way.
Yep.
Going the opposite way. 1-2. And the pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. Second out of the inning.
That's okay. Now Reese is going to come up with them loaded.
Up next, number 20, Reese Reagan.
Reese Reagan is 2 for 2. And with her second single earlier this inning, she drove in 2 runs.
I think if you ask Coach Carrillo before a ball game what his best situation would be, I think it'd be bases loaded and Reese at the bat.
There's a pitch. Kind of looped in, but this is popped up to shortstop, and they are out of the inning here.
That was a bad break there. That slow pitch got her.
She pops it up to short, and the catch is made easily by Chloe Holland for Mabank. 8-run score in the inning for Sulphur Springs. And we go to the top of the 3rd inning with Mabank leading Sulphur Springs 10-9. This is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cat softball on KSST. I'm John Mark Dempsey, along with Tony Flippin. Lady Cats come up with 8 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning, including a 2-run homer.
Second inning.
What did I say?
You said 8. You said that runs. 8's a good number, though. 8
runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning, including the 2-run homer by Allison Frazier. Yeah, I'm looking for something here, and so I'm distracted while I'm talking.
Easy to do.
And going into the top of the 3rd inning with the play-by-play, here is Tony Flippin.
Okay, we got a little spring in our step out there from the Lady Cats now. We're sitting with a 10-9 ball game, top of the 3rd. It's a completely different complexion, and you can see it on the faces. And like I say, they're jogging. They were a little down early, so this is a big inning. See if Miss Goldsmith can control everything, and we go from there. We're going to start off this one with Kay Hudson, the designated player, number 14, I believe.
That's right.
Goldsmith ready to deliver. First pitch, line shot to the second baseman, almost a fantastic catch, and she just wasn't able to snare it. So that's going to go for a single.
Emerson Thompson going diving to her left. Very nearly came up with a spectacular catch.
I thought she was going to come up with that one. So we got one on and nobody out. Chloe Holland, the shortstop, coming up.
Kai Hudson now 2 for 3 in the ballgame.
I'm going to call that one a little outside and low. Ball 1. We had a little token throw back to first base, but not off very far. No balls, one ball, no strike, 1 on. Got another toss down there. We had a high pitch, but we got a strike called on it. So 1-1. Runner's going to stay there, and Miss Velasquez is testing her arm, showing out right now. Just got to be careful and make sure we make a good throw. That was a little flare out there to second. Emerson Thompson made a good play there. So they're testing her out this inning, and right now they're batting .500 because she made a really nice play and held a runner at first, too.
Nice play moving to her left in behind first base. Not exactly a diving catch, but she ended up losing her balance as she made the catch, but she held on to it.
And you could see that she was in the play. She was ready to throw from her seat if she needed to. She was in the ball game. 1 out, 1 on. Good pitch there to start off against Presley Green. Right down the middle. So Goldsmith looks to have a little pop in her right now. Again, confidence is up right now for these Lady Cats, so let's see if we can shut these Mabank ladies out this time. The brown ball to third to Reese. She goes to second in time to get the force. Good job there. Thompson was at second in plenty of time.
Up next, number 26, Callie Davis.
And Tony, really important here after an 8-run inning in the bottom of the second for the Lady Cats for them to shut Mabank down here and keep that momentum going.
Absolutely. If you can get those bats back in the dugout right quick, it's going to go a long way. There's a comebacker to Goldsmith. She knocked it down, stayed with it, and there's that quick inning that we needed right there.
It's the shutdown inning.
That's a 1-3, third out. That was Callie Davis. So there we go. Right now, we got no runs on one hit. Still stays 10-9, and we're going to come back with the bottom of the third when we come back here. The Lady Cats are looking in a good direction.
Lady Cats basketball or baseball, softball. What the heck is it we're playing here?
We got it all.
Lady Cats softball continues after this on KSST. Lady Cat softball on KSST brought to you by BT Medical, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Alliance Bank, J. Hodge Chevrolet, City National Bank, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, Wesley House, and the University Interscholastic League. James Terry may have some election returns for you here in a short time. James is our producer back at the KSST studio, so he may break in with some election news, and we would be very happy if he does that. But once again now, with the bottom of the third inning and the play-by-play, here's Tony Flippin.
Okay, we got some momentum going. We got Claire Thompson leading off, Abby Goldsmith, and then KK Montgomery. So we got a big opportunity here. First pitch is a little off speed, and it was low for ball one. Claire Thompson has she scored one run. She was had a walk in the first, but didn't score, and then scored in that big second inning. Again, we've played a lot of ball, and we're at the bottom of the third. There goes another one down low, gets by the catcher, but nobody's on, so no harm, no foul, 2-0 count. So the roles have completely reversed here from the first inning to now. Mabank's kind of on their heels, and Sulphur Springs Lady Cats are kind of got the spring in their step.
Mabank scored 8 runs in the top of the first inning.
Had one bounce again, got a 3-0 pitch. Claire's going to probably have the take sign here, but you never know.
And going to the bottom of the second, it was 10-1 Mabank.
Mm-hmm.
But then the Lady Cats come back with 8 runs in the bottom of the second.
It's been a complete turnaround. There's a good pitch on a 3-0. That's a good job by Claire, saying if she can pitch one right there. So you got a 3-1 count, leadoff hitter. They're in the normal straightaway position on defense. They're not worried about a bunt or anything. So Groom needs to see if she can come in with a strike, and Claire needs to see if she can send it back. Took another one. Didn't suit her, and that's okay. You still got that last pitch there, so that's okay. 3-2 count. Know your zone and be ready. Groom's winding up. There it comes. She bounced it. We got a base on balls to start the inning. So it doesn't matter how, you've got a base runner all of a sudden. So now the defense is on defense.
Claire Thompson has walked all 3 times she's been up tonight.
She has. I just noticed that. Good point. Now here comes Goldsmith. And again, every time she's come up, she's had an opportunity to help herself, and she's done a good job. But this is another big point. She's up in the box. They're not worried about Groom's speed. Outside. Lefty against lefty again, you don't see that. No, I'm sorry. Groom is a right-hander. I'm thinking Goldsmith's pitching to herself. That'd be quite a job. Good eye. Ball bounces in, and we got a 2-0 count. Goldsmith looks confident up there.
She grounded out to second base in both of her previous plate appearances.
Mm-hmm. But she's put the ball in play.
Right.
And that's what you need. Again, Mabank's defense is back a little bit, so you're going to have to be a little better placement or hit it harder to get it through, but she can do it. Outside pitch, 3-0, and she's kind of lost the strike zone now. So just like that leadoff hitter, she'll more than likely take this one and see if she can come back with a couple of strikes.
It's a double play situation for Mabank. You have the third baseman and the first baseman both playing in front of the bag here, however.
But they're close enough, but it'd have to be a pretty good hit ball. Ball's high, over, gets past the catcher. It's a free base anyway. So Goldsmith walks. She's at first, and Thompson Claire goes to second, and here comes Miss Excitement. And the coach is going to the mound to remind her about that.
Number 10.
That pitch hit the retaining wall on the fly.
But it didn't get away. This little catcher, for the diminutive status that she's got, she's a hustler.
Yes, she is.
I like her. She's worked hard.
So coming up, it's KK Montgomery for Sulphur Springs that Tony was referring to a moment ago. She had a 2-run triple. Really, other than the homer by Allison Frazier in that 8-run bottom of the second, that was the big hit.
Absolutely.
For Sulphur Springs.
Absolutely. And in all honesty, it could have been bigger with the timing and getting it closer. Frazier was a great hit.
Got it going.
We were still down, and that just kind of got us started.
Yep.
So here comes the umpire. He's let him stay a little longer, the coach a little longer, but we're going to stay with Groom. I think he's telling her, don't give this girl anything to hit. So very important for KK to stay within herself, too.
She's a right-handed hitter, and she went the opposite way with that triple, but, man, it was blistered.
Yep.
And a line drive, I guess it hopped maybe once before it hit the wall out there, but it rattled that right field wall.
It broke the speed limit getting out there, so the umpire and the Mabank coach have quit talking. I don't know what they were chatting about, but they seem to be in agreement. We're dusting off the plate, and we're fixing to see what KK's got in store here. Again, nobody out. Runners on first and second. Right fielder KK Montgomery coming in. She's 1 for 1 with a walk. Been on both times, but only scored once. Groom is ready. Good strike. That's kind of one of those slow pitchers.
At times, she looks like a slow pitch pitcher.
She's got a good changeup, but I'm kind of surprised with the fact that she doesn't have an overpowering fastball, because that's when a changeup pitcher is really effective, and Crimson had a great one for the last few years. KK was a little bit behind that one, and it got in on her a little. I think she was expecting another off speed. 0-2 count, so now it's time for KK to go in protection mode. This is what the veterans do, so I don't think she's scared of this. We'll see if she can come through here. Here comes the windup. She waited on it. It was another ephus. If the pitcher got it, a pop out there, that's going to be the infield fly rule. So that's 1 out. So Groom did a good job on KK that time. So she did her job. Now it's Anahi Velasquez coming up. We're still with runners on first and second, only 1 out.
Montgomery got a little anxious there, I think, with that slow pitch, and her eyes got big, and she maybe got out in front of it just a little bit.
The ball looked bigger than it was. But now Velasquez had a single last time. There's a ball hit out towards center. No, it's second baseman. She dropped it, though. And there's a force. They got the force out at third. They had to tag because that was just kind of no man's land. That actually could have been called infield fly, but I don't think they called it. So that's going to be a fielder's choice for Velasquez. And Claire Thompson is out for the second out.
Now, was the throw from the right fielder?
No, second baseman.
Second baseman did make the throw.
So
it was off her glove.
We got Goldsmith, which I think they've got a courtesy runner out there, and I missed it. But that's Goldsmith at second and Velasquez at first.
Yeah, they do. We do have a courtesy runner. That's definitely not Abby Goldsmith.
Yeah, so we got 2 outs, runners at first and second, and we got Tatum Thompson up. And she's going Groom's working on that slow ephus type pitch right now, so the Lady Cats got to stay back. You kind of got to go in with a mindset, I'm either going to wait on that one, and if she throws a fastball, I'm taking it, or forget that one and say, I'm going to wait on the fastball. It's hard to do both.
That may be Naya Yancey as the courtesy runner at
like
second base.
Yep.
Another Lady Cat varsity basketball player.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, runners at first and second. Groom's ready. Here comes the pitch. Another one of those ephus, and she's got that going right now. That's kind of confusing the Lady Cats. So now that makes, even though she's not a fireballer, that makes it a whole lot faster when you've got one that's working that way. So it's all about timing. So here comes the wind-up here. Now that outside pitch there, I have trouble with that. That's not a strike, but I'm not out there, so that's the way it counts.
It's a generous call there by the home plate umpire.
Call.
So we go to the top of the 4th inning. It is Mabank 10, Sulphur Springs 9. This is Lady Cats softball on KSST. Top of the 4th inning coming here at Lady Cat Park, with Mabank leading over Sulphur Springs 10-9. They led at one time 10-1 in this game as Mabank had 8 runs in the top of the 1st. Sulphur Springs came back with 1. Mabank scored 2 in the top of the 2nd. Lady Cats came back with 8 in the bottom of the 2nd inning, so we stand at 10-9. But Tony, each team then had an inning where they got through the order very quickly, and that has kind of settled this game down, at least for the moment.
At least for the moment, that's exactly right. Both of them had shutdown innings, which is important. So now Abby Goldsmith is fixing to start off with Emery Groom, the pitcher against pitcher. First ball comes in bouncing for an 0-1 count, or 1-0 count, pardon me. Savannah Phillips will follow it, and then Aaron Otmo will be the 3rd hitter of the inning. Goldsmith winding, good pitch, hard hit grounder to short, just snared real quickly and out at first. That's a 6-3 for the first out, and a great play.
Chloe Holland going to her left, kept that glove close to the ground.
She did
not let it get under her glove.
She had that one in the first, but it came straight at her. That time she was able to move, and she had perfect mechanics, straightened up, made a really nice throw. Here's the first pitch outside to Savannah Phillips. Velasquez moved out there and got that pitch. We're seeing both pitchers throw the ball outside because the umpire's got an outside strike. So you just see how far the limit is. That's their job, is to find it out. That one's a grounder straight up the middle, and Goldsmith wasn't able to snag it, so that's going to be a single for Savannah Phillips.
Phillips had been hit by a pitch both of her first 2 times up, and both times came around to score, so that's her first base hit of the game.
First base hits. Now we got Aaron Otmo, the catcher, and then Keely Lane, the left fielder, after that. So 1 on, 1 out. That was a pretty well hit ball, but we nearly got to it, but I don't think that we would have had enough time, even if we got that. First pitch is a strike there to Otmo.
5 base hits in the game now for Mabank.
So it's very important to keep that runner at first, get another shutdown inning. There's a ball hit to third. Reese makes a diving catch and a great play from her knees to second baseman for the second out. What a play there. That's a 5-3 for the second out. That's an inning saver right there.
Make it 5-4 as it went to the second baseman there, right? But yeah, going to her knees on the stop. Claire Thompson.
Okay, so Keely was there. So now we go back to the top of the. No, we go to the Keely Lane is the batter. There we go. I'm sorry.
Left fielder.
First pitch is a ball. So now Goldsmith's getting ready for it. Here comes the pitch. Good pitch, swing and a miss. Got that one back, 1-1. That'll look good. This is the left fielder, Keely Lane. And I don't think she's gotten a hit.
No, she was hit by a pitch and scored that 8-run first inning, and then reached base on an error in the second inning.
That's right. There it is. We're on a strikeout.
Oh, that's right. She struck out.
That's the strikeout that just kind of floated out there in slow motion.
And the ball just rolled out between the plate and the pitcher's mound.
All right, we got a 2-2 count. We got one of those outside strikes. I think I'd try another one of those. 2-2 count, 1 out, 1 on. Or 2 outs. I'm sorry, 2 outs. 2-2 and 2. Here comes the pitch. Bounced it, and the runner's going to advance. Velasquez couldn't hold on to that one. So we got Phillips is at second. 3-2 count now to Keely Lane. And we need to get her because we don't want the top of the order starting over. We want them starting in that 5th inning.
As much trouble as Abby Goldsmith has had with her control tonight, that was the first wild pitch as far
There's
as
a ball hit on the ground. Going to second.
Yeah.
Easy 4-3 put out, and that's the inning. So that's what we needed right there.
There's 2 innings in a row with no runs scored by Mabank.
That's right. No runs, 1 hit. And here we go to the bottom of the 4th. So we're Lady Cats are looking good, 10-9.
Trailing by 1 run to Mabank. This is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Going to the bottom of the 4th inning, it is 10-9. Mabank leading over Sulphur Springs, and this has been a wild affair here tonight. Back and forth. Is this still? This is still the pitcher, Emery Groom, out there?
Yes.
Yep, sure is. They only came here, from what I can tell, with 11 players.
With one extra player, so, yep, they're not going to be in a lot of substitution there. So we're going to go to the bottom of the 4th. We're going to have Allison Frazier leading off. Then we're going to go to the top of the order for Emerson Thompson and Hannah Speed. 10-9, bottom of the 4th, Mabank ahead. Got off to a great big lead, and Lady Cats have really cut into it. But we've had 3 straight half innings that are scoreless, so defense and pitching has now got control of it. Here comes the first pitch. It's one of those outside strikes.
It's amazing how things tend to settle down in a wild game. You can't go on like that forever.
No.
And it's almost like they run out of gas at some point.
They get to expecting it or something. Here comes the next pitch. It's an eephus, and that ball's hit into right field, but it looks like it's right at the right fielder for a fly out on the first out. So that's an F9. And that's going to go take us to the top of the order with Emerson Thompson, with Hannah Speed coming on next.
15, Emerson Thompson.
So 1 out, nobody on. Turn the order over again. This is supposed to be your scat back that can get on base and make things happen. So far, she's got 1 hit, and then she scored twice and been on base all 3 times. Looks like she's been hit by a pitch, too.
Yep.
First pitch is ball. Back in, getting her time before she gets set. Here comes Groom's pitch. Looks like another bouncer. She's down 2-0 now. Emerson looks aggressive with her practice swings, and she gets in there. I think she's ready to go attack the ball if she gets a good pitch. And there it is. Out to right field. It looks like it's going foul, and I think it's out of here.
Out of play.
Yeah, out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, the pitch was outside. I don't know if Groom's trying to hit that umpire's outside strike or not, but Thompson did a good job of going with the pitch. These ladies do a good job of where the ball is thrown. If they jam her, they go with it and pull it. But every one basically is able to and has shown that they can go with the pitch.
That's a great observation. They have done that several times tonight and just served the ball into right field.
Yep. Here comes that's a spare, I guess. Another one of those rollers.
Oh my gosh!
So we still got all 10 pins standing. She gutter balled that one.
That rolled about 2/3 of the way to the plate.
Yep. So we got a 3-ball 1 count, 3-ball 1 strike count, 1 out. Here comes Groom with the pitch. And a little ball off the end, grounded to short with a bobble, and she's not going to get Emerson with that speed. So that's going to be an E6. But we don't care because she's on base now with 1 out. So you got speed on the base pass. That puts everybody on defense in there. So I would not be surprised to see Coach Carrillo try to do something here. You've got Hannah Speed coming up. And this might be something after a couple of scoreless innings. Let's see if we can make them do something.
The spin on that ball looked very odd.
Yeah, there's a hit. That's going to be down there right up the alley. That hits off the wall on the fly. What a great hit. Thompson around in third, and she's going to score without a throw. That's a great job. And Hannah Speed cruised into second and with a double. And that ball was stung because it hit the base of the wall on the fly.
Yeah, you could hear the thud on the wall from here.
And center fielder was in a little bit, and she had no chance. And that one was kind of hit in that gap that Sulphur Springs has been victim to a couple of hits. So 1 run in, runner at second. We got a new ball game now in the bottom of the 4th. And we got Reese Reagan coming up, 1 out with a runner at second. So Groom needs to see what she's got. Here's the windup. Pitch outside. She grounds it to second base. It's a slow one, but they do get her. And Hannah goes to third. So that one, I think Reese just kind of got a little bit anxious. But that's the second out of the inning and brings up Claire Thompson. So runner at third, 2 outs, 10-10 ball game. Be an important hit here to get the Lady Cats and Goldsmith the lead going out in the 5th inning.
Lady Cats have 3 really hard-hit balls tonight. The homer by Allison Frazier, the triple by K.K. Montgomery, and that double just a moment ago by Hannah Speed.
Oh, big outside pitch called a strike. I just can't stay with it. I hope y'all don't get on to me for harping.
Wouldn't you say he's called it that way for both teams?
He has, but then he's just missed some. He missed one that to me the Mabank catcher turned around and like, what did you say? That one's a bouncer, so we got a 1-1. And we got some speed on the base path, so I got a feeling too, if we have one in the dirt, we're going to have a play at the plate. But it's got to be communicated very well with Carrillo and no hesitation. But the best thing be a little old base hit. And there it is, right up the middle. She waited on that ephus. Run scored. Center fielder bobbled a little, but held the run. That's a great job of hitting right there by Claire Thompson. She stayed with that ephus pitch and served it to center field and got Hannah Speed home. And just like that, the Lady Cats are on top, 11-10.
First lead for Sulphur Springs in the game.
And it's kind of poetic justice, but Abby Goldsmith, who's fought her heart out after that first inning, she's at the plate with a chance to help again. 2 outs, runner at first. There goes a foul tip out to the left, 0-1.
Sulphur Springs went to their dugout in the bottom of the 1st down 8-0. 8 runs in the top of the 1st inning by Mabank tonight, and now Sulphur Springs has fought all the way back to lead it 11-10.
And there was not a shoulder that wasn't drooping going into that dugout either. Now, like I say, we got a different attitude. Here comes the pitch to Goldsmith. Over her head, goes to the wall, and the runner's going to advance to second. That's a big run right there. That's a big base.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot out of the defensive team to stand in the field for that long.
Yep.
All those runners and if there were some errors and some wild pitches or walks anyway.
The pitcher thinks she's letting everybody down, and the defense is needing to do something. There's a ball there. And it's now 2 balls and 1 strike to Abby Goldsmith with Claire Thompson on second, 2 outs. KK Montgomery, I'd like to see her come up this inning. Here comes the pitch. Oh, nice. That's a stroke there by Goldsmith, and the runner's going to score. The right fielder cut it off from the wall and held Goldsmith to a single. That's a great job of hitting by Goldsmith, and that's so poetic for her because she's struggled, and she's kept her head on straight. Now we're going to get a courtesy runner. So Claire Thompson scored, and again now we're up 12-10, and Miss Excitement is up. KK.
That's as deep a single as you will ever see,
That's
Tony.
Exactly. Right fielder kind of dove to keep it from the wall, but I don't think Miss Goldsmith was worried about getting a double. She got her job done getting that run and getting on base and bringing KK to the plate. 2 outs, 1 on. Here comes the windup from Groom. Bounces it in, ball 1.
12-10, the Lady Cats now leading. This is the bottom of the 4th.
Yep, KK she's had only 1 hit, but it was the loud triple that really sprung Sulphur Springs back to prominence to get back even with this ball game. So we'll see if she's got another one in her. She tried that Ephus, was outside and bounced, and there goes the runner to second. So that was one that didn't work out.
This is Naya Yancey, by the way, as the courtesy runner.
Okay, all right, I didn't get that. Thank you. Courtesy runner for Goldsmith, who's the pitcher, so normally they'll run for them so they can try to keep their legs under them. These ladies throw a lot of pitches, so
boy,
stamina is very important, and if you don't have to, you don't want them running around those bases.
Both pitchers tonight. And you make a big thing of that in baseball, not nearly so much in softball,
but it's still there.
I bet each pitcher's over 100 pitches.
I would not be surprised at all. Here comes the pitch from Groom to KK. That's high. So we go 3-0 here. This is a situation here where I think KK will have the green light, as good a contact as she is, so we'll see whether or not they're going to do anything. They got her out with the little oofer pitch last time with a pop out to short. Ball 4 is high. I don't think they wanted any part of her that time. So that puts KK at first and Goldsmith or Yancey at second as a courtesy runner. Here comes Velasquez, the catcher. So first and second, Lady Cats up 2 runs, bottom of the 4th. Still time to score. Defense, right field's in a little bit. They play in some. They're susceptible to a good line drive or one straight over their head. Lady Cats tend to play deeper on defense. Ball low there to start off with Velasquez. That was a good eye.
Anna, he had a sharp single in that big second inning. Brought in a run.
Yes.
He
put the ball in play.
I think that went back up the middle.
And we've got a big gap in the middle. Oh, there's a shot right to the third baseman, and third baseman did a self-preservation there. That was a great catch, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. Really hard hit ball by Velasquez.
You won't see a harder hit ball
that
in
was
high school
as hard
softball
as we've got.
Mercy.
That
right
defense.
Square at the third baseman's chest.
But the Lady Cats come up with 3 runs. And now we're going into the top of the 5th, leading 12-10. So good job by everybody involved.
Hey, this is Lady Cat Softball on KSST. Lady Cat Softball on KSST, brought to you by BT Medical, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Alliance Bank, J. Hodge Chevrolet, City National Bank, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, Wesley House, and the University Interscholastic League. Say thanks to those folks as you go about your business in Sulphur Springs. So 12-10, the Lady Cats lead it, and we're going to the top of the 5th inning here.
I don't think we're going to call this one a pitcher's duel tonight.
Not hardly. We're about 2 hours into this ball game here.
Yeah.
And only now reaching the top of the 5th inning. But it has moved along at a much quicker pace the last couple of innings now.
It has that.
Katie Roach, the leadoff hitter, leads it off for Mabank, and there's a called strike on the outside edge. She is a left-handed hitter against the lefty Abby Goldsmith for Sulphur Springs.
I think she's the only, well, no, Goldsmith is the lefty. We only got one on each team.
Brock has scored 2 runs in the game, stands up near the front of the batter's box, and here's a looper out into right field for a base hit. Right center field, picked up there by Allison Frazier, the center fielder, moving to her left. Gets it back in quickly, and Mabank has a runner on to start the top of the 5th inning.
That's what a leadoff hitter's supposed to do, just set the table.
Brock struck out to start the game, but reached first base on an overthrow by the catcher on the 3rd strike at first base, then walked and scored in the 2nd, flew out to right in the 2nd inning. And now the base hit here in the top of the 5th. So Kai Hudson, the designated player, who is 2 for 3 in the game. And she takes a called strike. She's already down here 0-2.
Scoreboard's down, is up one. That's the first one. There's a base hit anyway, though.
And she hits this one past the second baseman, Emerson Thompson, out into right center field. And the first 2 Lady Panthers have reached base on singles here in the top of the 5th inning, down 12-10. And Chloe Holland is the batter, the number 3 hitter in the batting order for Mabank.
They've been solid hits, but they've just been well placed. There's a big gap up the middle, and they've been solid enough to just not allow them. But the center fielder scooped it up and kept them there.
First pitch is fouled back over the roof and out of play. Chloe Holland doubled and scored in the 1st inning, grounded out to the pitcher also in the 1st inning. In fact, that ended the 1st inning, that 8-run 1st inning, and then popped out to second base on a nice play by Emerson Thompson back in the 3rd inning.
Got a very deep center fielder for the Lady Cats.
She is way back there.
She's respecting her.
That's Allison Frazier. There's another pitch fouled straight back here. That was a fastball, and she just swung under it and fouled it straight back into the net. 0-2 the count.
Everybody's straight away on defense, and this has been the way the game's played. The Lady Cats have played deeper in the outfield, and Mabank has played in, taken some chances, and it's cost them a couple of times. We're ready for the infield fly here.
Pitch way outside for a ball, and it is 1-2. The tying runs on base here for Mabank after Sulphur Springs has worked so hard to fight back and take a 2-run lead.
Tell me you didn't at least wait to see if he called that a ball. She dove outside. He's had that zone.
1-2. And she swings and chops it foul down the 3rd baseline. Count holds at 1-2. Well, that's what makes the game, though, isn't it, Tony?
Well, and I love the umpires. I can say a few things because I got out there and took my chewings too. I do it in good faith.
I hope the day never comes that we have automated balls and strikes.
Oh no, it's part of the game. I don't mind having some checks or whatever, but
here's a pitch outside again. Anahi Velasquez goes to her knee to bring that one in. It was well outside, so the count is at 2-2.
Yep. We need a strikeout or a pop-out. Keep these runners at bay. We're in line for the infield fly if we can get one of those.
Outfield is straight away. Here's a pitch fouled straight back over the roof. And it is 2-2 still, the count.
Yep.
Abby Goldsmith has gone the distance here in the pitcher circle for the Lady Cats. And as Tony has pointed out, give her a lot of credit for stabilizing after that very rough 1st inning.
Absolutely.
And a fastball down and away for a ball. It is 3-2, and she's in danger here of loading the bases with nobody out.
I like the speed on that pitch, though.
Yep.
She challenged her, and I think you'll see the same again right here. I would try to throw it outside, and I'd let that man call that outside strike again.
3-2 pitch. Popped up left side. Coming in to make the catch. No, she cannot bring in the catch, but there's a play at 3rd base, and the runner is safe. Tatum Thompson not able to make the catch out there in left field, and the bases are loaded with nobody out.
That was a bad break there. The ball didn't carry as far as we thought. But then once it was down, she had a better chance of making a play at second, and she chose to throw to third. It's very close. If she could have got her feet set and made just a little stronger throw, but just didn't quite make it. So that's a bad break. Now we got them loaded with nobody out.
Katie Brock had to hold up thinking that ball was going to be caught.
Yep.
And here's a pitch in the dirt for ball one. Bases loaded, nobody out. Sulphur Springs leading 12-10, top of the fifth inning. And the cleanup hitter, Presley Green, is the batter for Mabank. Green reached base on an error in the first, walked and scored in the second, reached base on a fielder's choice. In the third inning, she fouls one back here.
She's ready to swat at it.
Brock at third, Hudson at second, Holland at first with nobody out.
This is kind of how the ball game started, so let's see if we can react a little different and shut it down.
Ball on the ground to shortstop. Play is to second. Run comes in to score. One out on the play. So Brock comes in to score. Out at second base, Chloe Holland, 6-4. The play made by Braylee Blevins, going to Emerson Thompson at second base for the force out. Presley Green safe on the fielder's choice at first. Runners at first and third, and one out.
It was big to get that out, even though you gave up a run. All right,
and they have the runner between
that's a good job.
First and second, and she was just daring them to let her get in a run down there, so the runner from third would have a chance to come home.
That's exactly right. I think we've got some speed at third. Okay, we have been called out. I think once they've got the ball, you've got to declare, and you can't keep going back and forth. So that's a break for the Lady Cats. So Presley Green is out for the second out.
You'll have to explain that one to me between innings.
It was a time changer where you can, if the pitcher has the ball in the circle, you can make one move only.
I see. Here's a pitch swung on and missed by Collie Davis, the first baseman.
Yep.
Davis walked and scored in the first, struck out in the second, grounded back to the mound in the third. So that is a huge break for Sulphur Springs.
Break. If we can take advantage of it here, hold them to one run after bases loaded, no outs, this would be huge. So that's just a critical mistake by the young lady, but a break for the Lady Cats. So now Goldsmith needs to bear down, and I think she can take this batter here. Callie Davis, she struck out once already.
0-2 pitch, hit hard, back up the middle, and the tying run comes in to score.
Just as I say that, she puts the bat on the ball and goes. Yep.
Kai Hudson scores from third base, and we have a 12-12 game. Collie Davis with the single up the middle, right back through the box.
Yep. But we still got two outs. We got that gift out. Now it's just a runner at first, so we need to get out of here.
Pitch outside and low for ball one to Emery Green, or Groom. I'd tell you my handwriting leaves something to be desired. Emery Groom, the pitcher, who reached base on a fielder's choice and scored in the first, struck out looking in the second, grounded out to shortstop in the fourth. Runner at first is Collie Davis. That sharp single back up the middle to tie the game at 12-12. Swung on and missed.
Good pitch there to the outside. I still don't like the wide gap up the middle. We've been burned a few times there, and I'd sure like to see both second and shortstop squeeze a couple of steps.
And Tatum Thompson over very close to the line in left. Big gap in left center. Here's a fly ball to center field, very deep, but Allison Frazier back about 3 steps and makes the catch. So 2 runs across in the inning on 3 base hits, an error in the inning. And Mabank leaves 1 on. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. It is 12-12. The Lady Cats and the Panthers, and this is Lady Cats softball on KSS2. Okay. All right.
That was big.
Yeah.
No, that's what they did with the reason for the circle. That's where it's going to be dead. Once the pitcher receives the ball, a runner can make one move. But she moved to second, and she would either you go or you go back.
She can't just
bluff. So she bluffed twice, and that's to keep them from, in the younger age group, if they're out of that, you'll see the pitcher keep walking toward them and all that.
Right.
So it's a time saver.
Going to the bottom of the fifth, it's a 12-12 game between Sulphur Springs and Mabank here. Tony, again, explain that rule about the runner between first and second base.
Okay, you've got the pitching circle that everybody's aware of, and so what they did to speed up the game several years back is they said that once the pitcher has control of the ball in the circle, any base runner is still free to make an advance, but they can only make one move. So that's, in this case, the runner at first, fake towards second. So at that point, she's obligated to either keep going or go back to first. But what she did, she went back toward first and then made another advance towards second. And that's just a time saver, and she'll regret that the rest of this year. But I think it's a good rule to keep from all of the dipsy-doodling.
Tatum Thompson up for Sulphur Springs, leading off here in the bottom of the fifth inning. She's the number 8 hitter in the order. Thompson 2 for 3, singled and scored in that big second inning, and had another single also in that inning, and then struck out looking in the third.
Yep.
Ty Cobb was famous for that kind of play. Mm-hmm. He would get between bases and just dare the defense to make a commitment.
Make them make a play. That's exactly right.
But not everybody is obviously Ty Cobb.
That's correct. And I think it's a good rule because sometimes you get lopsided fielders and so forth, and you really take advantage.
There's a 2 bouncer into the plate here, so it's 2-1 now to Tatum Thompson, the Lady Cat left fielder.
Another gutter ball.
Well, that was straight anyway.
Yeah. Center fielder is almost playing the second base out there.
Yeah,
really
he's
short.
About halfway between the wall and second base. Here's another pitch in for a strike to Tatum Thompson. Both of these pitchers, Abby Goldsmith for Sulphur Springs and Emery Groom for Mabank, have showed a lot of grit here tonight.
Have. They've had multiple occasions to fold, and then they've come back strong. And
obviously, they've not had their best stuff, but they've just pushed through it.
And that's what you got to do. When you don't have your good stuff, you figure a way.
Thompson slaps one to short, 3-hopper, and up with it is Chloe Holland over to Holly Davis at first base for the putout. 1 out, nobody on.
Just a smooth 2 or 3 hopper. Shortstop got her feet set, made a good scoop, set her feet, good throw. Thompson was way down the line, so it was close, but still got it.
Allison Frazier comes up for Sulphur Springs, number 9 girl in the batting order, and of course had that big homer for Sulphur Springs back in the second inning. Really kind of turned this game around at that point. Swung on and missed. That's probably the best fastball we've seen tonight, at least in a while.
That was pretty good one, and it was up.
From Emery Groom.
I just noticed that, I don't know if she had it before her home run, but she rolls those sleeves up, showing those guns to the pitcher. So we're seeing if she can intimidate that pitcher now.
0-1 the count. Right-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher, and again a pitch bounces in. Allison Frazier's 1 for 2, flew out to right field in the fourth after walking in the second inning following that home run, as Lady Cat sent 12 players to the plate in that big inning. Pitch is a 1-hopper in, had some speed on it.
Yeah. She's slowing down a little bit in her deliveries as far as time between pitches. She may be getting a little gassed, and I wouldn't be surprised or blame her.
Scoreboard says 0-1. I know that's not right.
No.
And here's a pitch up high for a ball. It's at least 2-1.
I've got that at 3-1.
I think you're right. I think it is.
I think that's where we're at.
Now it's just 3-1.
Now he's going 3-2.
Just listen to Tony flip it, and you'll be all right.
Sometimes. So I've been told that's not always it. I can't figure out why.
So a 3-1 count here to Allison Frazier. And the pitch. And she tries to go the opposite way with it and flips it into the screen down the first baseline here. So it count goes to 3-2.
Again, she went with the pitch, though, so they're not scared to do that.
Yep.
And that little catcher is trying to get that outside strike call, too. She's being smart.
Erin Otmo, who might be about 5'4" and 90 pounds.
90 pounds
Maybe.
if she's got heavy shoes.
3-2.
There's a nice
And there's a little
one.
blooper out into center field, but the center fielder, Katie Brock, over to her right about 3 or 4 steps and makes the catch. This game has really settled down now in the last several innings.
It has. And it seems like we're mirroring each other, too.
Yep.
If we score a couple of runs, the other one scores.
Yep.
So this may come down to that last at bat, and since that lies with Lady Cats, I like her chances.
Top of the order, Emerson Thompson, the second baseman for the Lady Cats, comes up. She has scored 3 runs in the game. Singled and scored in the first, hit by a pitch and scored in the second, also walked in the second, then reached base on an error and scored in the fourth. Pitch outside for a ball. Again, Erin Otmo, the catcher. Very, very quick. Bounces out to corral that pitch.
Thompson's done exactly what a leadoff hitter's supposed to do. She's been on base all 4 times, and she's got speed when she gets there, too.
1-0 pitch. This one's outside for a ball, and it is, I have it 2-0, Tony.
2-0. That's where we're sitting.
Emerson Thompson stands near the front of the batter's box, has a somewhat open stance with her foot pointed out toward third base.
She's not a classic leadoff in that she doesn't offer to bunt. She wants to swing.
And she lofts this one out to right field. And out there is Savannah Phillips, and that is the first 1-2-3 inning, I think, of the night for either team, Tony.
I think you're right.
As Emerson Thompson flies out to right, and we go to the top of the 6th. A 12-12 game between Sulphur Springs and Mabank. This is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Top of the 6th, a 12-12 game between the Sulphur Springs Lady Cats and the Mabank Lady Panthers. And it's the bottom third of the order here for Mabank. Savannah Phillips, Erin Otmo, and Kaylee Lane coming up to face Abby Goldsmith, who has gone the distance for Sulphur Springs.
It's a big inning for Goldsmith. Bottom of the order, like you say, we need to overpower them and get back to the bats.
And there's a fastball in for a strike.
That's a good start right there.
Savannah Phillips hit by the pitch twice in the first inning and the second inning, came around to score both times, singled in the fourth inning. So she is officially 1 for 1. And a pitch outside for a ball, 1-1 the count.
She's putting a little heat on it so far. I think she needs to rear back and throw it.
Center fielder Allison Frazier about 1 step over into right center field. Here's a little tapper back to the mound, and they're never going to get her.
No, shouldn't.
And they throw the ball past first base, but luckily not a lot of foul ground over there. Yeah, ball tapped out to shortstop, and
I'll give that one a hit because Goldsmith just couldn't quite get down to it, but she tipped it enough to keep shortstop from being able to make a play.
It was off the glove of.
Yep. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt and call that a hit.
Off the glove of Abby Goldsmith, a left-handed pitcher, so off the glove on her right hand and out to the shortstop, Braylee Blevins, who was not able to make the play over to first base. It got by the first baseman, Reese Reagan, but not far enough for the runner, Savannah Phillips, to go to second.
We're kind of fortunate there because that ball got by and went somewhere. That's well hit.
Call strike on the first pitch, and this one is hit well down the left field line, but about a step foul as Tatum Thompson giving chase.
We're going to just call that one a loud strike. Forget about it, but that was a well-hit ball. We're fortunate that it went left of that line. Oh, 2.
Erin Otmo is the little catcher we've admired here tonight, and she hit that ball pretty well.
That was a pretty well struck ball when she doesn't weigh much more than the bat.
She's 1 for 2 in the game. There's a call, strike 3.
There's my friend, the big outside strike.
Let's see, I've got that as 1, 2, 3. I know it's more than 4. I've got 4 strikeouts in the game.
I got 4 myself.
So that's the first out of the inning.
That's a big out, too.
Kaylee Lane comes up, runner at first. And the pitch just gets the end of the bat on it and fouls it back. It's 0-1. Kaylee Lane hit by a pitch and scored in the first. Struck out and reached base on the third strike as the I don't think the Lady Cats were even able to make a throw to first on that play.
I don't believe so.
And then she grounded out to second base in the fourth. 0-1. Back to the mound. Going to go to second. And did they get the force? Yes.
Great
Braylee
job
Blevins
hanging on to that
takes
ball.
the throw. Now it almost gets past the catcher, Anahi Velasquez, as they throw it back in, but they get the force at second base.
1-6 for the second out of the inning. That's big. I was wanting her to just get the out at first, but it worked out. A great job by Braylee holding on to that ball because there was a lot of traffic. Second base was there at the same time, all 3 of them at the same time.
Tough play. And on this first pitch here to Katie Brock, it's fouled off down the first base line for 0-1. I'm like you. I thought she would go to first base, and I thought that was the smart play. But no guts, no glory.
There you go. And she made a good throw. It was a little bit low, but Braylee was able to get down there with it and trap it, and it worked out.
Pitch.
There you go.
On the outside corner for a strike to this left-handed batter. Katie Brock facing the lefty Abby Goldsmith for Sulphur Springs. 0-2 the count.
Lead-off hitter for Mabank, so it's very important. This would be a big plus to get her.
Top of the 6th inning, 12-12 game. Pop up, left side. Could be trouble. Tatum Thompson moving to her left, makes the catch.
Fly 8 for third out of the inning, and there's it wasn't exactly a 1-2-3, but it's the next best thing.
Yeah. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. It's a 12-12 game between Sulphur Springs and Mabank. This is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Bottom of the 6th inning, it's a 12-12 game between Sulphur Springs and Mabank. Mabank led this game at one point 10-1. They led 8-0 going to the bottom of the first inning. But the Lady Cats came back with 8 runs in the bottom of the second inning, 3 runs in the fourth, and it is a 12-12 game, and Sulphur Springs will send up number 2, 3, and 4 in the batting order here in the bottom of the 6th. Hannah Speed, Reese Reagan, and Claire Thompson.
Very important for us to score at least one, put the pressure on, because Mabank's only got the one at bat left, so we've missed a couple of opportunities, but other than this being the number 2 hitter, it's almost like getting your best lineup out there.
Pitch bounces in for ball 1. Hannah Speed is 2 for 4. Singled and scored in the second. Doubled. Big double. Drove in a run there in the fourth, but she has struck out in the first and the second inning. So 2 for 4.
Kind of feast or famine. So
That's right.
It's time for feast. I go for feast.
That's right. She stands up near the front of the batter's box, and there's an off-speed pitch. Misses outside, but don't you think that's been called a strike a time or two tonight?
That's a better pitch than a lot of strikes that he's called.
Yeah.
The coach for Mabank is trying to figure out where it was, too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say it's been inconsistent. So,
yeah.
And that hurts the batter, too. Well, the pitcher, of course, but the batter doesn't know what to swing at.
2-0 pitch. And that one's in there for a strike at about the letters. Outside half of the plate, and it goes to 2-1.
I think as long as that one didn't bounce, it was going to get called.
Oh, my. Center fielder Katie Brock about a step over into right center field. This one is hit the other way. Deep to right, over the right fielder's head.
That ball's gone.
It is gone. How about that?
That's that run right there. That's at least the one that we needed.
Opposite field home run. I had no thought of that ball going out when it was off the bat.
Well, it doesn't take, I mean, it does take some. It's 203 to 200 feet, but still, I knew that it was at least to the wall because the shallow as the right fielders and their outfielders in general, they weren't going to get it. So it was going to be at least 2. But it just kept carrying. That was a great leadoff for this half.
Hannah Speed with a home run to right center field. And now she is 3 for 5 in this game with a single, a double, and an RBI and a home run.
That really was feast, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Four-backer.
Impressive.
So now Reese is coming up, and that's the pressure's on Mabank now.
13-12, Sulphur Springs leads. Again, the Lady Cats have done a great job of going the opposite way here tonight.
Mm-hmm. They've done a bunch.
Pitch outside, ball 1. To Reese Reagan, the first baseman. She is 2 for 4. A couple of singles and 2 RBIs and a single in the second inning. That big 8-run second inning for Sulphur Springs. Popped out to short, grounded out to second. Right-handed batter.
I'm going to give that going the opposite way to the coaches as good training there.
Right. Slow pitch outside here.
If it was only one person or 2,
right,
you could draw that up to individualism, but this whole team is willing to do it. And it's been, I don't know that the Wildcats have bunted all night, and that's,
no.
I don't like, a lot of times these softballs are bunt.
Yeah. Pitch inside, down around the ankles. And it goes to 3-0 on Reese Reagan. So now the Lady Cats can win this game by shutting down Mabank in the top of the 7th inning.
Oh, we're not done yet. We're going to have at least one. We're going to put a crooked number up.
Claire Thompson on deck, the third baseman. Pitch is down and in for ball 4. So the first 2 runners reach here in the bottom of the 6th for Sulphur Springs. Reese Reagan going down to first base. Claire Thompson, the third baseman, coming up. Thompson's been on base every time tonight. And it looks like we have a pinch runner here, or a courtesy runner. And we do. And see if we can identify her.
Number 3, Dottie Smith. Is
Number 3, Dottie Smith.
Dottie Smith.
Thanks to the announcer. We're sitting in here like we're in a closet with no light, and I'm here to tell you I'm about half blind to start with.
Oh, dear.
No comments about the umpiring and be blind.
Yeah. Dottie Smith in to run for Reese Reagan.
Up next, number 34, Claire Thompson.
Claire Thompson is the cleanup hitter for the Lady Cats. She has walked 3 times, scored twice, had an RBI single in the 4th. She's been on base every time. Pitch is up and away for ball 1. 13-12, Sulphur Springs leads. This is our first broadcast of the year, and it's been a good one.
It's been a good one. It has a lot of excitement.
It really has. This is going to be, before it's over, we're going to clock in here at 3 hours, I think. And a pitch down in the dirt, and that hit her. Now, you don't see that very often in baseball. If it's in the dirt, but it still hits the batter.
No, it's still live.
Yeah.
As long as it's the pitch,
right.
It's still live.
Right.
She can throw one of those gutter balls, and if you don't get out of the way, it can get you.
So Claire Thompson on base for the 5th time tonight. And Dottie Smith goes to second base, the courtesy runner. Abby Goldsmith now, the left-handed batter, and the pitcher is up. With nobody out, runners at first and second, and a swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. And it gets away from the pitcher, Emery Groom, but fielded by the second baseman.
That one just looked a little too enticing.
Yeah.
It's another one of those slow pitches.
Right.
She did a good job hitting the last inning, hit a good hard ball, so let's see if she's back in the groove.
And the pitch. And again, that one has very little, if any, velocity on it. It kind of flutters outside there.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised she's had that much success with that, because no faster than she is, I would think you could correct and wait on that and at least put the bat on it. But she's had some success.
Pitch outside for a ball. I've got it 2-1.
2-1 is what I got. Sometimes we laugh. Well, the Mabank people said that the JV game ended up 4-4, and he had it on there that we won 4-3. So they're
that
not
might
happy
be right.
with it. It may be.
I had a pitch down and in. What have you got that now? 3-1.
3-1.
Mercy.
Yeah, they don't know how we depend on that scoreboard, but sometimes it's hard to keep your attention span.
Hannah Speed led off this inning with an opposite field home run over the right field wall. Here's the pitch, and it is ball 4. So the bases are loaded.
Bounce, bases loaded.
You may know what you're talking about when you refer to that crooked number.
That's right. We're going to get at least one of them because we got this excitement with the bases loaded. I like my chances here.
Goldsmith, by the way, is 1 for 3 in the game with 2 walks and an RBI. We get a pinch runner. I think that's Nia Yancey again.
Next up, number 6.
Goldsmith has done a lot to help herself, even though her pitching has been kind of in and out, but she's done a lot to stay in the game. She's been to be commended for that. All right, I'm ready for this at bat.
KK Montgomery. And hits it off the fist out to second base. They're going to go home, and there is no play there.
Yeah, she was not on the base, and it was late. So another run. There's that crooked number.
Run comes in to score. That is Dottie Smith, the courtesy runner who comes in from third on the grounder, slow grounder to second base. And Trinity Mixon elected to come home with the bases loaded. But as Tony said, pulled the catcher off the plate, Aaron Otmo, and it was late anyway.
I don't think she was prepared, and that's sad because she's done a good job behind the plate. But I don't think she was expecting it.
I agree.
And the ball jammed KK and was almost hit off of the tape, and it wasn't hard enough. The play was at first.
Yep. There's literally a slow pitch, softball pitch in there to Anahi Velasquez, but it's in there for a strike.
Again,
by the way,
you've got to just decide, are you going to wait on that one or are you going to ignore it?
0-1 pitch. Off the fist, and coming in to make the catch is the pitcher on the run, Emery Groom.
Infield fly anyway.
And that is the first out.
Yep, everybody stays put, still loaded.
Didn't get a chance to talk about KK Montgomery. She swung, I think, at the first pitch.
She did.
But she had a huge hit back in the second inning, that triple, again, opposite field, off the wall, and drove in 2 runs. That's one of the really big plays of this game. I think
that's the big hit of the ball game.
Yeah.
Even though you've got 2 homers, take nothing away from those homers.
Yeah.
But I think that got us back in.
14-12, and this one is hit past the first baseman out into right field. 1 run is in to score, and here comes the second run in. And going to second is Tatum Thompson. So big hit, base hit there by Tatum Thompson, driving in 2 runs for Sulphur Springs, and the Lady Cats lead it by 4 runs, 16-12.
That was a big hit. That one, she went opposite field, but you could see that she held her hands way back. That actually was over the plate or maybe even inside, and she hit it and placed it on the non-glove side of the first baseman, and she just wasn't able to make a play on it. Great play.
Tatum Thompson.
12, I'm sorry.
Tatum Thompson now 3 for 5 in the game.
All of these girls have done their part, and that's a testament again. Down 8-0. This is a huge play for the game, or a game for these ladies.
And a pitch here to Allison Frazier for a strike. Frazier had the big home run, kind of got things going back in the second inning to left field. Walked in the second, flew out to right in the fourth, flew out to center in the fifth inning. 0-1 pitch. Catches the outside corner, presumably.
I don't mind it now that we've got the lead. I don't mind it. That was over the left-hander's batter's box.
1 out, runners at second and third. 4 runs across in the inning, including the solo homer to start the inning by Hannah Speed. Pitch is high for a ball. We have KK Montgomery at third, Tatum Thompson at first.
Great job by these ladies in this last inning. We've had a couple of innings where we just didn't hardly produce. Defense and pitching got us out of it, and we're doing what we're supposed to do.
And the pitch, this has popped up somewhere out towards center field. Center fielder coming all the way into the clay on the infield and makes the catch, and tagging up and scoring is KK Montgomery from third base.
Worked out well.
Wow.
Yep. A great play by the center fielder.
Katie Brock coming way in, and we've talked about how far in she has been playing, but she actually made that catch on the infield dirt and went to her knees.
And I didn't watch. KK got in quick. I wouldn't be surprised if they were to appeal her leaving early on third.
But they'll have to do it now.
Yep, they have to do it right now. But KK's quick too, so. But I was more focused on the play out there.
Yeah, I was too.
Noticing all of a sudden she was here, but it doesn't look like they're going to appeal.
And then Tatum Thompson moved up to second base on the play. Here's a pitch way outside. Or way inside, I guess, really. And going down to third base is Tatum Thompson. The hitter here is Emerson Thompson.
I think that was the first pitch. So
yep.
That's a ball 1-0. Runner at third. Scorebook's got so much activity, I lose my place
right.
once in a while,
right.
especially in this closet.
Pitch way up high. This is Emerson Thompson now. Allison Frazier out on the catch. Really a nice catch by Katie Brock.
It was. She kept her concentration, came way in.
And a heads-up play by KK Montgomery, tagging up at third and scoring. Here's a pitch in the
Pass
dirt.
Ball,
and here comes the runner from third base. Another run for the Lady Cats. And this game seemingly well in hand for Sulphur Springs now as Tatum Thompson scores on the wild pitch from third base.
18-12. That's what, 1, 2, 5, 6 runs in the inning right now.
6 in the inning. 18-12.
That's the way you start off a tie ball game in the in the bottom of the sixth.
Mercy. Be a long ride back to Mabank unless something spectacular happens in the top of the seventh.
We're not going to be happy if that happens. For one thing, we're going to lose, and the next it's going to take a long time.
Oh boy, you're right about that.
This has been a long softball game.
Two out.
A good one.
2 out and nobody on base now for Sulphur Springs. Top of the order here. Emerson Thompson. She slaps it foul down the right field line.
Going to fill up the count at 3-2.
She is the ninth Lady Cat to bat here in the bottom of the sixth inning.
We've had that at least. This is the second time I know.
Second time we've batted around. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 3-2 pitch. 18-12. Sulphur Springs. There's a pitch inside for ball 4. And Hannah Speed comes up. She started this inning off with an opposite field home run.
A well-struck ball, too.
Yes, it was.
We thought it was just going to be off the wall, probably be a double.
Yep.
And she put the wood to it, or the metal, whatever's in that bat.
And there's as you call it, an ephus pitch, little
the outside ephus got us.
Looping.
It's borderline slow pitch.
Yeah, it is. It just looks like slow pitch softball when she brings it in that way. Now, I'll tell you, I've played enough slow pitch softball. You can put the spin on that ball. It's not necessarily easy to make a solid solid connection with it. Here's a wild pitch, and the runner going to go all the way to third, Emerson Thompson.
Yep, that one was out of there, and our little catcher didn't quite hustle as much as she needed, and Emerson took advantage of it.
Yeah, and I think Mabank now, I think there's some discouragement taking place here now.
Exactly. There's a lot of difference having that inning that the Lady Cats had in the top of the game, top of the first, as opposed to the bottom of the sixth.
Pitch in the dirt. How many times have we said that tonight?
A bunch. 2-1.
2-1 count here to Hannah Speed, and Speed is 3 for 5 with a single, a double, and an RBI, and a home run. And she's also struck out twice. 2-1 pitch. Up high, checked her swing, but home plate umpire says she went. Pitch up around the letters, and so it's 2-2. 18-12, Sulphur Springs with the lead. They trailed 8-0 going to the bottom of the first inning in this game.
Huge turnaround.
And then trailed 10-1.
It's a character game. Coach Carrillo can do a lot of teaching after this one.
Pitch high for a ball. 3-2. Reese Reagan on deck for Sulphur Springs.
And I think Coach Carrillo is going to have to put a harness around Emerson at third if the ball gets in the dirt, because she's ready to go.
David Carrillo coaching at third base. And here's a pitch high and away for ball 4. So runners at first and third and 2 out. Reese Reagan coming up for the Lady Cats. Reagan 2 for 4 with a walk in the game. 2-run single in that big 8-run second inning for the Lady Cats. The Lady Cat first baseman. Emery Groom, the pitcher. Brings it in there, swung on and missed.
She was trying to put a crooked number up on one swing.
Yeah, Reese Reagan. Big cut there.
But she can hit it.
Yes, she can. We'll get a break here before we sign off, and we'll total up all the base hits the Lady Cats have tonight and other offensive statistics. Here's a pitch hit down the left side, and it is caught. Nice running catch in foul ground. Yeah, Presley Green, the third baseman in front of the Lady Cat dugout, with a nice play there to end the bottom of the 6th inning. Sulphur Springs with 6 runs. It was a 12-12 game going into the bottom of the 6th, but the Lady Cats with 6 runs, including the solo homer to start it off by Hannah Speed. And we go to the top of the 7th with Sulphur Springs leading Mabank 18-12. This is Lady Cat softball on KSST. What did I do to turn that off? Wait a minute.
You got to swipe down to get to it.
Okay.
And then,
yeah. Okay.
Mine's.
Lady Cat softball on KSST, brought to you by BT Medical, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Alliance Bank, J. Hodge Chevrolet, City National Bank, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, Wesley House, and the University Interscholastic League. Here's the first pitch in the top of the 7th inning. Nice running catch by the right fielder for Sulphur Springs, KK Montgomery, for the first out.
That was a well-hit ball, but KK had it.
Matt, would you check Tony's mic here? I don't believe we can hear him at the moment. That was off the bat of Kai Hudson, the designated player, a low line drive out to KK Montgomery for the first out of the 7th.
I'm supposed to put my mouthpiece in front of my mouth.
Oh, okay. I knew something was amiss. Here's the first pitch now to Chloe Holland, and it's in there for a strike, 0-1.
I raised it up to cough during between innings and forgot.
I see.
And I had such a good call on that. It's a shame.
Pitch way outside. Nice job there by Anahi Velasquez to fling her mid out there and bring it back in. Kai Hudson, by the way, for Mabank, 3 for 5 now in the game with a run score. Chloe Holland is 1 for 4, now make it 2 for 5 as she hits a sharp single back up the middle. Little low line drive that is fielded by Allison Frazier in center field, and she gets it back in. So runner at first.
Number 10, Presley Green.
1 out, 18-12. Lady Cats up by 6. Presley Green, the cleanup hitter now for Mabank.
So you don't want to give them any opportunity to get some hope up here. We've got the 1 out and runner on. We'll Need to just see if we can get an out here and close this out.
There's a fastball in for a strike. Out about the letters, 0-1. Presley Green reached base on an error in the first, walked and scored in the second, and has been on base on fielder's choices the last 2 times up. Pitch outside for a ball. I've got 1-1.
1-1's what I've got. Now he backed us up.
Pitch by Abby Goldsmith is up for a ball, and it's 2-1.
She's still winging it.
Yeah, Abby Goldsmith off to a very rough start in this game. She gave up 8 runs in the first inning, but she, by golly, is here in the top of the 7th with a 6-run lead. Pitch outside for a ball on a heave. Velasquez, again, very quick behind the plate to bounce outside and keep it from going back to the screen.
Both catchers have had a lot of action tonight.
I sure have. Pitch outside for a ball. And that sends Presley Green down to first base with the base on balls.
Up next, number 26, Collie Davis.
Collie Davis, the first baseman, up with runners at first and second, and 1 out. A 6-run lead for Sulphur Springs in the top of the 7th. Pitch off the fist to shortstop, possible double play. Play is to second base for 1, to first, not in time. Runner goes to third. That's Chloe Holland. Presley Green out 6-4 at second. Collie Davis at first on a fielder's choice, and we're down now to the last out for Mabank. And appropriately enough, it's the pitcher, Emery Groom, who comes up to hit.
Just a nice basic play there.
Yes, it was. Ball was not sharply hit at all.
No.
But Braylee Blevins did a good job of waiting on it, kept her head, and then made the nice toss to the second baseman, Emerson Thompson, coming over.
Good mechanics.
Foul back just off the end of the bat.
Scoreboard's behind, but I've got an 0-2 here.
Yeah, I think you're right. 2 outs, runners at first and second. Lady Cats on the verge of a victory here. And the pitch off the fist, back up the middle, and into center field for a base hit, and another run here for Mabank.
That would definitely be called a Texas leader. That just barely got to the grass.
Little blooper.
Yep.
Right back up the middle, just over the bag.
Perfectly placed.
Collie Davis goes to second. Emery Groom, the pitcher, with her first hit of the night. She's now 1 for 5 in the game. Give her an RBI. 18-13. A 5-run lead for Sulphur Springs with runners at first and second and 2 out. Pitch outside to Savannah Phillips, the right fielder, number 7 hitter in the order. Phillips, 2 for 2, hit by the batter twice, scored both times in the first and the second, singled in the fourth, singled in the 6th. Pitch, there's a strike.
1-1.
1-1 count to the right fielder, Savannah Phillips. Right-handed batter about midway in the batter's box, and hits it sharply the opposite way into right field. And they're going to hold the runner at third base, I think, with a 5-run deficit.
Yep.
And the base is loaded here. As Collie Davis goes to third, Emery Groom goes to second. There's a base hit. And just like the Lady Cats have done a good job going to right field and going the opposite way, Savannah Phillips did it right there.
I actually thought she had hit it right to Reese Reagan, but she placed it perfectly.
And Phillips has 3 consecutive singles in the game now. 3 for 3.
We got our little pop-up catcher.
Aaron Otmo, the catcher. 1 for 3 in the game, walked and scored in that big first inning, singled in the second, reached base on a fielder's choice in the 4th, struck out looking in the 6th, the number 8 hitter in the lineup. Big spot here now.
It is, and I sure would move my left fielder in. Center and right look good, but Last time she hit a pretty good foul ball to the left, but I think I'd pull it in a little bit.
Big gap there in left center field.
Huge.
Between Tatum Thompson, the left fielder, and Allison Frazier, the center fielder. Frazier's a couple of steps to the right of the second base bag as she stands in center field. Here's a pitch in the dirt, all the way back to the screen, but with that big deficit, they're going to hold the runner at third base. They need a lot of runs.
They're not going to risk ending the ball game there with the bases loaded.
So the count you have is 2-1?
I have 2-0.
Scoreboard says 1-1.
Yeah.
Here comes a runner in for
Dusty Malden is now on.
Dusty Malden comes in to run for the runner at third base, Collie Davis.
I'm interested to see the count because, again, I've got 2-0 and it's showing 1-1. We're not getting a lot of signals from the umpire.
Right. Bases are loaded. We do have 2 out. Now it goes back to 0-0. Pitch off the fist to shortstop, and there's the catch by Brayley Blevins to end the game.
That's a good job. A little too much excitement for me, but
little
blooper,
little blooper to shortstop to end the game, and the Lady Cats win it 18-13 over Mabank here in a wild one at Lady Cat Park tonight. So we will send it back to the studios one more time, come back and wrap this thing up. Lady Cats win it 18-13. This is Lady Cat Softball on KSS2. Lady Cats softball on KSST. They've turned the scoreboard off, maybe mercifully. But I didn't write the score down. So
18-13.
18-13. Okay, thank you. That happened during basketball season as well. So I've got the Lady Cats with 13 base hits and 10 walks tonight. Tony?
They had a lot of activity.
So just a remarkable game again in that Sulphur Springs went to the bottom of the first inning trailing 8-0. And if you're David Carrillo, he's talking to him right now out there at the shortstop position. He's saying, you're never out of a game.
Exactly.
Don't ever give up on a game, and especially when it's early in the game and you've got the whole game to come back. And that's exactly what they did.
Exactly what they did. This was a character-building game because we had every opportunity to go in there saying, "Oh well, tomorrow's Wednesday and we're gonna lose this one." But so what? So a really good job of keeping everybody's head in the game, and everybody contributed. That's the thing, too.
Right.
Top to bottom, either by the walk, the hit by pitch, something on defense. And you got to give Miss Goldsmith a lot of credit for staying in there, pitched a complete game. It wasn't the prettiest game, but it counts as a win tonight on her record, and now she can regroup and be ready for that next one.
Some of the big hits for tonight for Sulphur Springs, the 2-run homer in the second that kind of got things going by Allison Frazier. And a 2-run triple by K.K. Montgomery to right field. Double by Hannah Speed that drove in a run in the fourth inning. And that home run by Hannah Speed in the sixth inning that put the Lady Cats out in front. And they were never to trail again as they put how many runs up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 in the bottom of the sixth inning. We went to that inning 12-12.
Yep. And
came out 18-12 in the lead, and then they gave up around the top of the seventh, and the final is 18-13. So Tony, great fun here tonight doing this game, and this is a 3-hour softball game, which is not
highly unusual,
not very typical, but nevertheless enjoyable. Our next broadcast will be next Tuesday night. It will be a baseball broadcast, as the Wildcat Baseball Club will be at home against Liberty Ilo for a district game at 7 p.m. next Tuesday night, and we will have the broadcast of that game for you. So Sulphur Springs now goes to 8-7-2 on the season with this victory over Mabank tonight. This, by the way, is a pre-district game still. Mabank goes to 5-10 for the season. Lady Cats will be at Bullard for their next game a week from tonight. They do not play Friday, at least as of what the schedule schedule says. So they are on the road at Bullard next Tuesday night, at Paris Friday night, March 15th, and their next home game will be Tuesday night, March 19th, 2 weeks from tonight, a district game against Pittsburgh, and we will broadcast that game. So final tonight is Sulphur Springs 18, Mabank 13. Want to say thanks once again to Tony Flippin. Great job tonight. Matt Jensen, our technical director, Natalie Sheffield and Holly Dunn handling the video for us, and James Terry, our producer in the KSST studios. 18-13, Lady Cats win. I'm John Mark Dempsey, and we say good night from Lady Cat Park.